It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I've been with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, ooh, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, ooh, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, ooh, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Friday Night Guys, a Radical Truth to Power special. I'm on with my brother Theus,
What up, dope?
who's already revved up apparently. So this is gonna be a good show.
Got a pimple.
Thank you for sharing.
You know, just looking out.
What's going on, man?
Ain't much, man. Much happening, man.
Well, we're gonna take a look. We're gonna take a look at what we did last Saturday. We're gonna take a last Sunday, I should say. We're
All
gonna
right, my brother.
Okay, Malcolm. We're going to take a look more about the abortion situation. I'm going to show Theus the video that I showed last week about the protest. And then we're going to go into day 6 of the January 6th commission that was pretty good. For only having one witness, I guess you can call her.
It's only one more time, one more chance, one more opportunity to have that last dance. We have some fun times. Woo! We having some fun time. First, all right, everybody. I had a nap.
So did I.
And I just ate an apple pie. And I'm sorry. We're not advertising for people. It's an apple pie. And drink some sweet tea. So I'm feeling good. Feeling great. How about you?
Show hasn't started yet, and I see it's cool. Join Theus and I. Should it be Theus and me? But no one will know it until I point it out. No, Theus and I. That's
Who knows?
correct.
She's probably correct. But this says, first of all, my sister, this is not my natural language. This is the language that was assigned to me. So I do not have a perfect grasp of something which took hold of me. Yeah.
Man, you take one more bit of sugar in your system, and I'm gonna end this show. Oh, gracious! Let's get this party started. So before we even get started, would you please kindly hit that like button? I would truly appreciate it.
And share.
And share. And if this is your type of content, please like. I would appreciate that too. So please hit that like button. I would truly appreciate it, everyone. Strangely enough, last week, the show had 49 views.
Woo!
We had 11 likes.
Huh?
Now it's down to 7 because what YouTube does is it takes away the down button.
And it's subtracted from your likes?
It subtracts from your likes.
Oh, man, who don't like us, man? Yo, that's all right, though. Everything ain't for everybody,
Yeah.
you know? But dang, you ain't got to take away the likes. They free, bro. They're free.
Wrong. Dr. D is, and how would you say it? Join I or join me? Former English tutor here. Mickey's going to be a butt all night tonight because we've already held the conversation with Mickey. So, Theus, Mickey said she was going to be a butt tonight.
That's perfectly okay with me.
She's living up to it because I was kind enough to remind her that we had a show today.
Man,
She turns around and tells me I told her too early and she ain't going to remember. So then I popped off and said, okay, we got a show with 30 minutes. So this is what we're going to get all night tonight from Mickey.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
No, I wouldn't either. So I'm going to go ahead and show the video because the funny thing about it, the MIA hole and real or not seems to be a lot more interested than the real stuff, but we got to get the real stuff out of the way. So Theus, I'm going to show you the video I showed you last Sunday. You wasn't here. Well, I think you came in late, but I'm going to show you the video so I can get what your thoughts is on it.
Okay. Met protests across the country this weekend following the Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade reversal were largely peaceful, but it's incidents like these that have law enforcement officials on high alert. An off-duty Providence, Rhode Island police officer who's running for office as a Republican, seen here punching his Democratic opponent at an abortion protest. That officer is now suspended and dropping out of his race. In Arizona, police used tear gas to disperse abortion rights protesters who breached the state capitol. And in Iowa, a pickup truck driver allegedly struck an abortion rights demonstrator after an argument. The concern from federal law enforcement officials is that extremists on the far left and the far right are seizing this divisive moment to incite violence.
We are seeing in chatter online and domestic violent extremist spaces that indicate both white nationalists, anti-government extremists view this as a target of opportunity.
In a bulletin obtained by ABC News, the Department of Homeland Security said the abortion ruling could spur violence for weeks, with abortion providers, churches, and judges most at risk.
One of my biggest fears is that somebody else would lose their life or their loved one.
Judge Esther Salas, whose son was murdered in the family's New Jersey home by a man targeting her, has been urging Congress to take action to protect judges.
We know that my son would expect nothing more than for us to not only survive in this world, but he wants us to thrive.
Congress has passed legislation to protect Supreme Court justices and their families, but no amount of security can compensate for the hostility that's now coursing through the country. And Janae, it's not just the abortion ruling. The Supreme Court's concealed carry decision has led to calls on the far right for protesters to arrive armed.
I'm just going to get some of your thoughts on it.
So that was a loaded clip. So, okay, here's a couple things. All right, here we go. Now, first of all, I reject the way that things are being presented, okay? So every single time, because this is what the media does, they go with this both sides argument, all right? Now, the only people who are instigating violence are the people who ostensibly are winning. Like, you have expanded gun rights. And your response is, all right, make sure you show up with your guns, because the people who won't like the fact that we have expanded gun rights are going to be protesting, probably peacefully and unarmed, but we need to show up with our weapons. And abortion. So you have been, your side has been pushing to have more white babies for a long time. And you finally win your theocratic bullshit, and your response is, we're going to fight nonviolent protesters for not agreeing with the loss. So, a whole lot of things to say. Folks, you really got to start paying attention, man, for real. I mean, I'm so sick. I'm sick of it. Look, the opposition on the right, they're ideologues, they're zealots. It's not about winning for them. It's about you losing. It's about you being pushed into submission. So that's why every single time you find excessive force being presented against the people on whatever the left is, and the people on the right are not met with this force. If you notice, they're firing the tear gas into the crowds of the people who didn't agree with the Supreme Court. They're increasing protection for the judges who are taking away your rights and not protecting the women whose lives are now more at risk. They've done this to my people forever. And it's just showing you that this is not about, it really, real talk, is not even about black, white, and everything. It's about power and non-power. It's about disrupting what someone else wants to do. And the people who want to harm you, the people who want to take things from you, the people who want to push you into submission have no problem using violence. And then when you dare to fight back in any way, you're equated to the violent people. That's my thoughts in a nutshell on that. And then the thing.
I think he froze on me. He is froze on me.
Oh, okay. You back.
Oh, okay. I can't add any more to that other than I agree. The fact of the matter is, these people they want what they want. And it's not enough, because what they really want is, not only do they want control over you, they want submissive control over you. They want you to not only do what they want you to do, they want you to be okay, and or don't say anything about it, just accept it.
Yeah, basically, it's like, think about, and this is going to probably piss off a few people, but have you ever had a disagreement or an argument with a woman? All right, so generally speaking, generalizations, here they come. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Now, there is something in many times where a man who is having a serious disagreement with a woman runs into this particular moment. And it happens in other ways too. I mean, but I'm using this one because I feel like, hey, I feel like it's what I feel like doing. So it's not enough for you to acknowledge that you were wrong. They also need for you to acknowledge why you were wrong. See, there's a difference in just winning what you say you're after. You say that you're after abortion rights. Well, you're after the life of the unborn child, right? You say that's what you're after, but that's not really what you're after. What you're after is I need you to not just lose. I need you to acknowledge to me that you lost, and I need to see the pain in your eyes as I win. That's a different kind of thing. That's dealing with someone who's moving on an ideology. And that's why you constantly hear me talk about ideology. You're up against a belief system, and you can't out-reason a belief system. You can only defeat it. Pardon. But the people on the left, whatever that means, the people on the left somehow think they're just one good argument away from changing something. No, this is not a thinking person's battle. You're past that. You got to humble these people just like they're trying to humble you. That means when they come to you with violence, you meet them with equal or greater force, period. And then after everybody's all beat up and lumped up and hurting and trying to put themselves back together, then we can have a nice civil conversation. But you can't sit here and try to have a conversation with the hostage taker. Stop it. Sorry.
Well, I'm so sick and tired.
Acknowledge my rights. You have no rights.
I'm tired of the reaching out, and when I talk to these people now, I go into the fact knowing I'm not going to change them. It was like last week. I knew whatever that guy's name is that came on here. I knew I wasn't going to change his mind.
Atlanta Thrasher?
No, Atlanta Thrasher is cool.
He was all right.
Yeah. It was another guy. The one, no, you had an argument with, I mean, a semi-argument. You didn't argue with him, but you had an argument because he was saying that the Planned Parenthood was for the black community to stop them from having babies and everything, and you said that's not true.
I don't think that was his argument. That was the other person's argument.
Yeah,
but yeah,
no.
I'm just saying it's not accurate.
Yeah, so that guy, or lady, I'm sorry, I never did find out what it was, but I wasn't trying to change their mind. I never do that. I always go into these arguments as if somebody else who's just reading this and they on the fence, and I can give a better argument than whatever this person is.
Yeah,
these
that's how
people don't have arguments. They have bullet points. And I'm not trying to even be funny, because if you look at what they're saying now, they said it weeks ago, which they said months ago, which they said last year. They don't have arguments. They have bullet points. And the funny thing about it is, they have bullet points. They don't even have arguments. Why do they have bullet points? Because it works.
Exactly. That's the art of effective communication.
And it works.
Yeah, I mean, if you're winning, why change the strategy?
Yeah, why? You don't have no good argument. They never had, and they're winning.
Yeah.
Why change?
Here's where I have a problem.
If I have a quarterback and all he does is throw
screenplays, that's all he does. Just screenplays all day long. That's all he does.
But the screenplays beat the other team by 50 points, and all he does is throw screenplays. But it works.
You can stop it.
Why would you change it? Because you don't like it?
Here's where I have a problem. And it's when people who choose, because oftentimes these are actually quite intelligent people, but they choose to be lazy in their thinking. So they'll say something along the lines of, yeah, but you got to look at the Republicans and admire the fact that they stick together. And they may be wrong, but at least they stick together. And I admire that. What? Okay, finish it out though, because the problem is when you big up your opposition while tearing down even your meager defense, I'm going to use it like a sports analogy. You were just talking about the quarterback, right? Quarterback throws screen passes. All he does, it's like 10-yard plays every single time. That's all he does, right? Now, if as part of your strategy on how to oppose him, you say, wow, he is really good at these short field plays. We have to figure out how to break that up so that he can't do that. Now, if that's your approach, now you have to start talking up your defense, because you'll never get them to play better, telling them how bad they are. And you have to find a way to defeat the other team's strategy. What my problem is we have a lot of people on our side that only sit there and spectate, like they are only looking at the other side and talking about how genius they are, as though that's not your opposition. I don't get it.
I can answer that question because it's the mentality of some people. Remember, there are some people who only feel good about themselves by putting somebody else down. They have to lower somebody beneath them to build themselves up.
But it's your side.
No,
It may not even be your chosen team, because it's definitely not mine, but it's still your side.
It doesn't matter, because all you have to do is be the person who sits on the side. I know we've been throwing this football analogy out for the longest time. This will be my last time doing it. But the funny thing about it is when we sat there and said, all he throws is 10-yard screen passes, but he scores. You know who that person is. That's the person that's sitting in the bleachers or sitting at home watching TV who ain't never played football a freaking day in their whole life.
Or ain't played since they were 17.
Or ain't played since they were 7. Who ain't done jack squat. That's what these people are. You're the people who sits on the sideline. At least we got a show. At least we're talking about it. You don't even do that. You don't hold conversations with nobody. You're not in no organization. You don't go into groups. You don't campaign for nobody. You don't donate to nobody. But you're the person on the sideline going, see, I wish that somebody would come down from the mountaintop and come down and do this and do that. You are a side. You are the 7-year-old football player. You are the grown man that remembers when you were 7 years old and you got that one lucky touchdown, and you figure you have all the knowledge of football all around the world now, who ain't never coached, who ain't never played again, you haven't done nothing. But
You're
you
the one.
really make yourself feel better by trying to put down everything else.
No, absolutely. It's always easier to tear down than it is to build up, right? And see, I know we talk politics a lot, but that's not even my central focus. You know what I mean? Like, politics is one part of the whole. Politics is the best alternative to something worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just look at politics for what it is, at least in America, it's the way goods and services, rights and protections are shared or divvied up. That's what it does, right? So if you want to have some rights, protections, goods and services directed towards your community or your interests, you got to play in the game of politics. Now, that's just one piece, though. You still got to do things economically. You still got to do things socially. You still have to do things spiritually. All of these things are still happening. Now, if you're choosing to just tear down politics, cool. Do that in your life, okay? And then put your energy in any of the other things. Be active somewhere. But all we get is Democrats ain't nothing. Democrats are just as bad as the Republicans, regardless of the fact we can look at it. Like, I can lay it out to you and you have to admit it. because I have these conversations not just on here, but I have the conversations in real life. And when someone says that there's two wings of the same bird, I ask, which one has broken down your rights as far as your voting rights? Which one stole 2 Supreme Court seats? Which one started wars across the globe over the last 10 years or 20 years? Which one just took away your rights for bodily autonomy for women? Which one continues to gerrymander and commit crimes in broad daylight? Same how.
I've already said I hate that argument. I've always hated that argument. I always will be arguing it. And I don't beat this analogy to the ground. But I'm going to keep saying it because it's the best analogy I got. There's one group that's trying to keep you on the ground. There's another group that's trying to bury you.
Yeah.
I'd rather pick myself up off the ground and try to dig myself out of a hole.
Absolutely.
So
and
you
then
can't, they both the same me. No.
It's an admission that you don't know what you're talking about.
And don't want to learn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't want to learn because you are fueled with emotion. That's your thing. That's what you got upset. That's what you get upset about so much. And you want somebody else to get emotion. And I get it because that's how the other side is winning, by emotion. They don't use logic. They don't know what they're talking about.
But they file the right papers and they get stuff done.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to move on. We're just going to go around in a big circle. So let's go ahead and go to our CBS special, January 6th commission, day 6. And this is just the highlight of it because
this is Miss Hutchinson?
Miss Hutchinson, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this is just all the highlights of the day 6.
I remember looking at him saying, Rudy, could you explain what's happening on the 6th? He had responded something to the effect of, we're going to the Capitol. It's going to be great. The president's going to be there. He's going to look powerful. He's going to be with the members. He's going to be with the senators. Talk to the chief about it. Talk to the chief about it. He knows about it. I just had an interesting conversation with Rudy, Mark. It sounds like we're going to go to the Capitol. He didn't look up from his phone and said something to the effect of, there's a lot going on, Cass, but I don't know. Things might get real bad on January 6th. But when we were in the offstage announce tent, I was part of a conversation. I was in the vicinity of a conversation where I overheard the president say something to the effect of, I don't effing care that they have weapons. They're not here to hurt me. Take the effing mags away. Let my people in. They can march to the Capitol from here. Let the people in. Take the effing mags away. I saw Mr. Cipollone right before I walked out onto West Exec that morning, and Mr. Cipollone said something to the effect of, please make sure we don't go up to the Capitol, Cassidy. Keep in touch with me. We're going to get charged with every crime imaginable if we make that movement happen. The president said something to the effect of, I'm the effing president. Take me up to the Capitol now. To which Bobby responded, sir, we have to go back to the West Wing. The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel. We're going back to the West Wing. We're not going to the Capitol. Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel. And I remember Pat saying to him something to the effect of, the rioters have gotten to the Capitol, Mark. We need to go down and see the president now. And Mark looked up at him and said, he doesn't want to do anything, Pat. And Pat said something to the effect of, and very clearly had said this to Mark, something to the effect of, Mark, something needs to be done or people are going to die and the blood's going to be on your effing hands. I remember Pat saying something to the effect of, Mark, we need to do something more. They're literally calling for the vice president to be effing hung. And Mark had responded something to the effect of, You heard him, Pat. He thinks Mike deserves it. He doesn't think they're doing anything wrong. The valet had articulated that the president was extremely angry at the Attorney General's AP interview and had thrown his lunch against the wall.
Did Rudy Giuliani ever suggest that he was interested in receiving a presidential pardon related to January 6th?
He did.
Ms. Hutchison, did White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows ever indicate that he was interested in receiving a presidential pardon related to January 6th?
Mr. Meadows did seek that pardon. Yes, ma'am.
So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I mean, you can fill in the gaps and everything like that. No, that's a BS. This a fool right here to sit there grabbing steering wheels and try to drive a vehicle from the back seat. Man, you know what? You whatever.
Nah, here's the reason why. They are going to use this. They're already playing this wrong, in my opinion. First of all, she spoke as though, now she did admit that this is what Engel, whatever the hell his name is, said to her, right? But as she was speaking, she spoke very authoritatively as though she was the one who experienced this thing. Like when she was explaining the former president, trying to reach over and grab the steering wheel and blah, 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 right? Now, here's where they're going to get her. She was not there. She simply wasn't. And so they have to now go back to the two Secret Service guys, one of which is wholly in Trump's pocket. The other one is early in his career. Ain't no way either of them are going to break code for the Secret Service, right? They will go and lie under oath if need be, because you can't disprove it. There's only three people that were in that car: the president, the driver, and his security guy, right? The security guy, the head of security, owes his financial experience that he's living right now. He owes that to Trump. Trump took him from being a security on Secret Service to being a political operative, head of security, to back to Secret Service detail. This man's living good. Now, what are the pros and cons for these two Secret Service officers? Do they go and testify under oath that the president, I had to grab his arm and tell him, no, sir, we can't do that. And he tried to reach over me and grab the steering wheel and tried to choke me. What? He was trying to choke me with one hand, though, because one hand was going for the wheel and the other hand going for my neck. You wouldn't do that for your job.
But here's the deal, Theus.
All the rest of it was cool, but it's still
that part is what's getting all the play. That was just entertainment purpose, like the dude crazy.
That's the part that's getting all the play.
Well, then those are the same people who go for entertainment,
right? But that's all you need
for again the knowledge, and that's what they've been hammering since day one of the whole the election was stolen, the election was stolen, the election was stolen. Dude, you knew that the election was stolen. Your chosen, your hand-picked people kept telling you the election wasn't stolen. Not on good guys.
I get it, bro. But look, I'm just dissecting this, man. She put out good testimony, right? Some of which she personally observed. So she's like direct witness, right? But here's how this game gets played. Because remember, this is all being played for the public. The DOJ is going to do what they're doing. Like they're already doing what they're doing right now. What she said in just that pocket creates doubt especially if they get these two officers to go on a stand under oath and say that didn't happen. Once they do that, it puts in doubt, maybe not as far as the fact witness is concerned, but for the populace, for the people watching, it puts everything else she said in question. Everything. Now the part, because this is the part that, let me finish this. The part that was most powerful from her was when she said the president knew they were armed and tried to have them remove the detection devices because they weren't there to hurt him. That's the most powerful part of her whole testimony. But if these officers make her an uncredible witness, the rest of it goes in question too, and I yield the floor.
But her credibility is shot to who?
The people watching. This is what it's all about. DOJ is doing their thing. The DOJ is going to use facts. The DOJ is going to go after all these people on facts. But as far as the people that you are concerned about in the midterm elections and the presidential election, those are regular people. Those people are easily moved, especially once it goes into the echo chamber, because all they want is one little thing. One little thing. Think about Obama. Obama did everything in a way that he could about the Affordable Care Act. What's the part they hang him over every single time? Well, you said you get to keep your doctor. He made one.
Here's the deal. One, I disagree. And I'm going to tell you why. I disagree on the fact that the people already who don't believe this stuff, they're looking for another reason to not believe it so they can prove to the people who do believe it. Now you see that this one incident is way too much stuff that's been said for you to go, okay, well, the steering wheel wasn't catching these people. And the funny thing, and this is why I push back on it. For the people who want to say something, this is why I push back on it. The security guard can go up there. The one security guard can go up there and go, no, that didn't happen. Dude, you are hired and paid by Trump. Are you really serious? Because they've already did a piece on it. Handpicked again for Trump. We all know what happens when you go against Trump. Mm-hmm. You know he ain't gonna go against Trump because his paycheck is by Trump. So again, while y'all concerned about him going on there and destroying her credibility, he doesn't even have any.
You just proved my point, dog.
So there is no way you're going to look at this guy. But that's what I mean. You're saying the guy that goes up there that has no credibility can go up there under oath, says this happened, and it messes up her credibility?
Yes.
How?
Okay, because it becomes... No, he does get to start off with some. He doesn't have any with us, but I'm talking about the larger American population who gives reverence to Secret Service officers and police officers in general. That's the larger ethos of America. And that's who you're talking about. I'm not talking about the 30% who were in there anyway, because they'll say she sneezed twice when she should have sneezed once. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the other 70%, right? The police have been proven liars across the country multiple times, and they still retain the trust in the eyes of the law and the population. So when you have her under oath, and then you finally get them under oath, and they contradict each other, the law enforcement side wins. It wins enough to now make that part in question. It doesn't make it false, but it no longer makes it true.
I can't see it happening. You will be correct that this was a normal court procedure with the presentation of.
I'm correct because I'm not talking about court. I'm talking about the public. You know what I'm saying? In the court, they have to prove this stuff. And the public, all they need to hear is.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what the argument is that I can't wrap my head around the idea, and we're talking about normal people, okay?
Yeah.
You
You think they're smart all of a sudden?
Normal people. So if I put this dude on, I don't even know what to say. On
You got to prove him lying. You got to prove him lying. You got people who say he lies all the time.
This dude, you have something to gain from coming up here and lying.
She has something to gain too.
She has nothing to gain.
Absolutely, she does. Absolutely,
she
can get a book deal now. She can get all kinds of stuff. Don't play it. Come on, bruh. Let's be real, man. I understand where you go. I'm on the same side with you. We both have the same political vision as far as this stuff is concerned. But when it comes down to it, everybody's got an angle, bruh. Everybody. Hey, Anna. Everybody got an angle. So I'm just saying we got to stop fooling ourselves by stroking our own little egos to make things look the way we want it to, when we know that people in general do not think things through. They react off of what's the newest thing to push in there. And once you can get to the point where you question her credibility, the rest of the game's over. And that's how the right plays against us, because we want to prove things. We're like, we want details. We want facts. We want stuff. Most people don't care about that. They're going to tune in, tune out, tune in, tune out. And that's all they need. But it's cool.
Well, again,
I wish I could believe more about the public.
That's why I bring you on this show, because I knew eventually we was going to disagree on something. Because again, the way this committee has been running so far, I just really can't see them saying, okay, we're going to bring these two guys on here and we're going to question them.
They've already done it.
They have a question.
They've interviewed both of these men, but because they're Secret Service, they didn't have to go under oath. So now when they bring them back, they're going to put them under oath if they come back.
They ain't going to come back then.
But they've already interviewed both of these guys before they got her. I believe the reason that they did a special session for her is because they've already interviewed this woman multiple times, right? That's why we had the other video.
Yeah.
But this hadn't come up. So when they now take the statements from the Secret Service officers that didn't include this stuff, and then you have another witness who's been very credible, who can back up everything she's been saying up to this point, everything. And then she says, yo, this happened. Well, that conflicts the first story. We got to bring her in. The public's going to need to see this. Put her up here. Put her up here. But her part, that part of her testimony relies on those two men. This the entirety of her testimony of that section relies on those two men. So now we're down to their sense of honor by putting their hands on a book. Now,
the easiest thing that you could do then, and I'll go your route then. The easiest thing that you could do then is not bring them back.
They have to try to bring them back.
Why?
Because now it's a he say, she say, hers is under oath and theirs isn't. So now they either want to catch them in perjury, or because they might have something. Who knows? I don't know. But from what we know right now, all we have is who was in that SUV. And that's the president and his two members of his detail. And if the president, who knows what his dumb ass gonna say? He might say something that
that man ain't coming down.
And bring it all together.
I'll put it to you this way. This is why I even Fox right now, the enemy of the enemy of the enemy, the enemy's network is flipping on Trump.
Because they're operating like you are. Fox right now is trying to find, and they've been working on this for a little while, except Hannity and Tucker get in the way. They have been trying to put some air between them and Trump because they need to be able to pivot to DeSantis. See, because if DeSantis ultimately becomes the next runner, and Trump discredits himself to the point he can't be, Fox has to be in a position to pick up whoever the new standard bearer is. They have to. That's their identity relies on it. So right now, Trump's in the way, but they're trying. They are trying so hard to bring a little bit of
They're trying to put a little sliver on it, but it was funny. I'll never forget the line that they said. Because it was, trust me, when they actually say something smart from Fox, it takes me off guard and I can't forget the statement. Because he said, because one of the guys in the middle, and Theus, if you saw the clip, and I'm going to try to find
I'd never watched Fox, but I think I might know what you're talking about. I saw a clip.
Show that clip.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the Fox. I don't even know who these people are, to be honest with you. If it wasn't for the fact that we keep hearing about Hannity and Tucker, I wouldn't know a person. I still don't. Yeah. I know of it if you say the name, but if you sit there and go, what's that person that comes on at 3:00 on 5?
Yeah, but I probably saw the clip you're talking about because I've seen it circulate. I've seen a couple clips circulate.
But the two people, the guy in the middle was talking, and he had a woman and a man on each side of him, and he's just talking and talking and talking, and he ended it with, because you have to understand that Hutchinson is under oath.
Right.
Trump is just
talking.
It's just talking. Just talking. And the two people on the side was like, I didn't get this memo. So are we supposed to fight him?
Man, they don't know, bro.
I know what I'm saying. It was so funny because I'm looking at them like, what are we supposed to do?
When's the last time you saw any of these connected people actually get in trouble for lying under oath? When's the last time you saw any of them truly get investigated for perjury? When's the last time? The last one I remember was General, whatever the hell his name is, the crazy man. What's his name? General, you know what I'm talking about. He's part of the coup, right? Yeah. He's the last one.
The guy that got convicted.
Right. So these guys and gals, first of all, what is under oath anyway? The only thing going under oath matters is if they can prove you are lying and they feel like going after you for it. Because it's only about perjury. Right? So, Flynn, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Alan.
So anybody can say anything at any time. If I don't believe in your Bible, I can put my hand right on that bad boy and say whatever I want to say, because you're still down to what's my moral code. And my moral code may be dependent upon, do I want to go to jail? Do I want to get this money? Do I,
It's true. Because it was, because one of the testimony,
might as well say pinky swear.
One of the testimonies that was given was the whole mob mentality text message that some of these witnesses was getting. I'll know you'll do the right thing when
you're a good person, aren't you?
You're a good person. We'll be watching in case you need support. Did the idea of, while you go to testimony, the idea of looking at a mob movie where the black car pulls up across the street from the house to the witness's house and just sit there waiting on the phone call, like,
it's just like,
you can drive away now, or I'm gonna need you to go on in that house.
Remember The Godfather?
Yeah.
And he was about to turn state, right? And then he brought his brother in from Sicily or whatever. It's the same game.
It's the same game.
I don't have to threaten you directly.
Let's stick to the Godfather. What did the attorney tell him? You know, back in my day, you know, when you do the right thing and something happens to somebody, you take care of the family for the rest of their life.
I actually believe in that principle. But yeah, I mean,
so yeah, it was
So I mean, hey, Trump has run this whole thing like a mob thing, but he grew up in that era. You know, his father was truly of that era.
What's up, Kevin?
What's up, man?
Hey.
Welcome out of Facebook jail. The homie's back. You know?
Well,
But yeah,
y'all get in jail, man.
I don't know how they keep getting caught,
I
man.
don't know how y'all be getting in jail. I done said a lot more crap on Facebook than I can imagine. I ain't never been in jail.
Worst I got was a 24-hour.
I never got that.
I got that.
Oh, the worst I got now, by the way, in case anybody can't find some of my old videos.
They shut your channel down, dog. Come on.
Say what?
They had shut your channel down at one point. You a felon.
Oh, it wasn't because of what I said.
Oh.
It was because of, oh, wait a minute. No.
Yeah, it was.
It was because of what I said. And it was the opposite. Literally. No. Here's the funny thing about it. It isn't what I said, it's what I showed. I showed a video.
Was it about like Trump or something lying? Or
I cannot remember what the video was, but the funny thing about it was they said that I was something violence. And I'm like, dude, I showed a video that was on YouTube. So how you gonna get me for something that I got from YouTube?
oh, that's my ban was for that. I was talking about, this is back when they were talking about the vaccine inoculations. Yeah. And I called the inoculation a shot. And they said I was promoting violence.
But remember the funny thing about it is, and this is how far we have come. We're going to take a break in a few minutes. You can always tell when me and Theus will take a break because we go out completely off the subject. Here's the funny thing about it is, remember when you couldn't say COVID? You had to say, yeah, for a while, you couldn't even say the word COVID. You had to say the virus.
Wow.
Oh, you had to say you had to say the pandemic.
Oh,
you had to say the virus. You could not on YouTube.
Well, that's where we headed anyway.
COVID.
We're headed right to that anyway, man. See, that's the thing. And see, Just John, I hope maybe you can back me up on this one. If you take a step back from each of these Supreme Court decisions and just line them up.
Okay, Emmett said it was a video of Trump.
We roll that stuff backwards. Like, just take 2 steps back, look at all the decisions that have been done in the last 2 weeks. And what you'll find is it creates a storyline. And so they're putting it back to where you can't say certain things. I mean, Florida just put their law in force, the Don't Say Gay bill thing, where like it's okay if you talk about your partner if your partner is of the opposite sex, but it is against the law if you talk about your partner and they're of the same sex or transgender. They are policing what you can and cannot say and do, which if you are a study of apartheid America, aka Jim Crow, aka segregation, I'll go there. Wow.
See, this is why I'm
you got in trouble for talking black. You're not supposed to do that. Don't do that.
That's some bullshit. That's the bomb. Oh my gosh, you threatened somebody with a bomb.
And that's reminded me of Meet the Parents.
Can you literally read the whole sentence and try to explain to me how the outfit looks so good, I'm gonna bomb them?
That's like, remember Meet the Parents, the plane scene where he was talking about, I didn't say I have a bomb. Why would I say I have a bomb? Bomb, 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 bomb. He like went nuts. Exactly. And then look at this. They watch how this works out. They went after the right to privacy because that's what they use to link. I wish people would watch my other video. It links back to all the things that undergird other laws. And the only reason they attached it to the right to privacy, Fourth Amendment protections, is because it was the easiest way to get around such a bigoted America at that time. Well, here's the issue that you run into. When they went after this about the abortion rights on the premise of privacy, before they did that, they've had decisions to relax your Fourth Amendment protections from search and seizure. And then right before the decision, they did the one where you don't have to give your Miranda rights. So they have been weakening your Fourth Amendment protections to privacy anyway.
They did it a long time ago because y'all people who kept thinking the Patriot Act was the one that was keeping us all safe and everything. No.
Right, but that
just
was
opened up the door for them to.
It opened the door, but what I'm saying is the Supreme Court, though, they used it to go after the underpinning that will ultimately get them to the abortion decision. See, first they had to weaken your right to privacy under the Constitution. And once they did that, they could hit abortion. And now that they've hit abortion, they can go in and go after your rights as a queer person in America. And then, I didn't know this, but straight people out there, I need y'all to hear me, or cisgender, whatever the right term is. Y'all think that because they said you can't have butt love, that they only talking about gay people. Because you think sodomy just means butt love. But what you don't understand is sodomy is also oral sex. They're coming for you too. For us too.
Okay, everything that Theus is saying is absolutely correct.
All I'm saying is straight facts, bro. I'm saying.
Taking away your right to butt love. Do you understand the importance?
I don't care about anybody having butt love. I'm saying, get your love wherever you want to. You know what I'm saying? You can go through the front door or the back door. That's your business. I really don't care. All I'm saying is there's advocacy that needs to exist when other people are under attack because you are right there with them. See, when Black people have been crying and screaming about our voting rights, about our criminal justice protections, about the abuses in the courts, when it was us doing all of this, yes, there were concerned people in some of the other groups. But as far as a national outcry, it wasn't there. But now I've been seeing it and reading and watching Black folk talking about the abortion decision like, well, that's about them white people. They're just trying to make sure that they can have white babies. Yes, that's exactly why they did it. But it affects us too. And then when they go after the gay people, then they guess what? You too. Because at the end of the day, we're up against an ideology that wants to make sure that white men are in power and whiteness is the law of the land. That's it.
The fact about it here, and I'll make it easy for everybody to figure out exactly where your rights are going.
First of all, you ain't got no rights.
You ain't got no rights, but let's say it's going to be taking it down a bit further. The ones that you think you have, let's go.
No, I'm saying the whole concept is a joke.
I want you in your state to look up blue laws / your state. I want you to read all those blue laws. And then I want you to laugh at every last one of them because you think it's silly. And then realize that anal sex, oral sex, married outside your race, all of those at one time were laws.
Yep.
Against it.
Yep.
So as funny as it is, that's what they're trying to bring back. They're going into your bedroom. They're going into your house. And they're telling you what you are and are not allowed to do under penalty of law.
Now, here's what I'm going to say. Everything Marlon just said, 100% true. I 100% co-sign everything he just said. But see, check this out. What is a right? See, if you study, I want to say...
Okay, Kevin.
That's oral sex.
It was. Oral sex used to be against the law in a lot of states.
It is against the law to lick the envelope. So you got to understand that they ain't playing with you.
Dobbs wasn't just about white baby.
No, Dobbs wasn't just about it. I'm talking about the application of it. There was the politician in, did I say it was in Illinois, right after the decision passed. She's running for re-election right now. Trump was there. right there with her, and she said out loud, "Thank you, President Trump, because you have helped to protect the white babies or white lives, white lives." The impact is that's what they want, right? Because their concern are too many white babies are being aborted. They don't care about us. We can have abortions or not have abortions. They really don't freaking care. They're worried about the rate at which their people are dying out. That's why they're constantly importing people from Europe. At the same time, they were saying everybody else are from shithole countries and trying to make sure nobody can get across the borders because they know the people they want fly in. So
this line right here, and then we're gonna go take a break. This is a rich versus pure. It's not just race.
I agree. It's not just race. I told you
one time before, and I'm gonna tell you again. If you think the rich people ain't gonna get an abortion because little Susie gonna mess up their class or how they get looked at in their class, you out of your damn mind. I don't care what church they went to. I don't care if their church was the front runner to have abortion banned. These people, if they got to fly to Europe, fly to Canada, fly to wherever it is to get it done, they will on Sunday tell you how bad the Washington state is for having abortion and fly little Susie to that same state Monday to get abortion done.
But here's the thing.
Are you frozen again? What does it mean? Is?
If you can hear me, all right.
I got you back.
All right, but I agree. It's not just about race. Race is just a easy weapon or tool, right? But I also say it's not about haves and have-nots. That the wealth aspect is also a tool. It's a means, right? The wealth allows you to escape the situation or work around it, and the race makes you subject to this thing. So you can't work around it. But the core motive it's not even religion, because they play with the whole Second Amendment and all this other stuff, right? So it ain't even about religion. I keep saying it, and I'm gonna keep saying it. It's about ideology. They want America to make sure that the white ethos is always supreme, because in their view, that's what America is supposed to be. It is supposed to be white. It's okay if other people live here, so long as you understand we run things. We're who's important. We're special. We're privileged. And they're worried that the elites aren't really that worried, right? So once again, the tool to get around things. But the masses, yeah, they ain't trying to, they ain't. Straight to it. Yep.
Straight. Have them on speed dial. Don't want to say anything to be as freezer with us. Okay. All right. We're gonna go take a break, because the second hour I'm gonna tell you right now is wild. We're gonna go into Am I the A-hole? We're gonna go into Truth or Not. We're gonna go into Foxy's videos of the week. And the first two stories is like, but please, before we even go to our second play, please, we have a lot of people we have a lot of people watching. We don't have a lot of people pushing that like button. So please hit that like button. If this is your type of content, please do not forget to subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. But more than anything, please do not forget to hit that like button. I would truly appreciate it. We're going to take a 3-minute break to reboot and refresh, and we'll see you on the other side where I am with Am I the A-hole? Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, finally, finally. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Finally, finally, I wanna be free. Finally, finally. I always say dreaming, never imagine I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, finally, I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Finally, finally, I wanna be free. Finally, 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 high to a bird. You, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free.
We are back. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go. Been a long time since I felt this way, but I got off early, came home. I said I was gonna take a nap. Then I actually did fall asleep, so I did take a nap. So I feel good. The good part about it is I didn't fill up on a bunch of sugar like this, so I'm level. Okay. I mean, I did have that fight with Mickey, but she's a dirty old lady, so she'll understand.
Watch what you say about my Mickey.
Mickey will tell you she's a dirty old lady. She will. She'll come on in a few minutes and say it. But anyway, please remember to like, share your social media, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would truly appreciate it. Before we even get started, let's go ahead and pay some bills. Again, just like what Anna said, please do not forget to hit that like button. I truly would appreciate it. The more likes that I get, obviously for the second reason now, the more likes I get, the more that the YouTube will suggest my video to a lot more people. So I would truly appreciate it. Also, in case you just came just in case you came in late, you've come to realize that I had 49 views for the last video and had a grand total of 7 likes. Because people are coming in and they have removed the dislike button from YouTube, but so that we can't see the dislike. But what happens is when some people come in and dislike it, they subtract from the likes. So I went from 11 likes which again, I had 49 views and I still had 11 likes, but okay, whatever. And I'm down to 7. So the more likes we in, the more we can fight these people that's coming in going, I like abortion. Right? Taken away from everybody, calls the Bible. If this is your type of content, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. I would truly appreciate it. Even after the show, please do not forget to leave a comment because, again, that affects the algorithm for YouTube to suggest my video to a lot more people. Please do not forget to go to Tracy Media LLC, her Patreon page, to help support her. I would truly appreciate it. Do not forget to go to Patreons/Complex Mind to help support Theus. Theus, go ahead and give your thing about this is the last week or is it over?
No, it's not over. This is the last month for the current campaign. But what we do here at Complex Mind, Simple Man is actually it's called continuous giving or community giving. So when you are so kind as to be a Patreon sustainer, and you can choose your level, right? $3 to $35, I want to say. Whatever fits you and your budget and what you're willing to share. But what that money does is it goes into a program where we are helping to fund various projects. Current project is the Stock the Clinic. And what that is a local elementary school. We gather funds from Patreon dollars. We then take that and we purchase supplies for the school clinic like shorts, t-shirts, underclothes, wipes, cotton balls, the things that aren't actually in their budget, believe it or not. So we do that. This will be the second year, first year for Patreon, because it's my first year with Patreon. Last year we did it differently. But that's this one. And it goes to the 1st of August. So July is it for all intents and purposes. Then we'll switch and the money will start to be accumulated for purchasing heaters, space heaters, electric space heaters, hopefully in time for the winter. The goal is that will go from August to say maybe December. So it's going to be a shorter run, but that's because the coldest months happen January and February. So we want to try to get some help out to people who may just need a little heating assistance. And that's that one. There's more that we'll be working on. Sorry, I run my mouth so long. But yes, please, the money that comes through Patreon, that money is not coming to my pocket. I put out financials each month so that you can see what we're doing, where the money is going. And thank you.
Thank you. Please go to my Patreon page, Radical Truth to Power. Exactly how it's spelled. I have to
with the capitals.
With the capitals in it. Radical Truth to Power and help support this. I'm going to be upfront. The money that I'm not pocketing it goes right back into the show. I mean, it really do. It gets to the point where I just want to build a platform that's sustainable. And that's it. One day would I like this to be my full-time job and this is all that I do and everything? Yeah. But I'm not going to sit there. You're not going to sit there and one day see me driving around in a Lamborghini.
They're terrible on gas anyway.
I'm not that person. I could care less about Lamborghinis and the Mayock and congratulations.
Give me a nice, respectable Audi A8, and I'm a happy guy.
No, give me my retirement truck, and you can leave me alone for the rest of my life. Really, I don't need a sports car. I don't need a luxury car. Give me my truck, and you can leave me alone.
I like trucks. I would like to have the Chevy Silverado or the GMC Sierra with a modest lift, but really want my Audi A8.
Okay. Borrelia.
I'll settle for 6.
Give him a call. Borrelia, etc.com. That is Anna Hart's website. Please go and support her and her cause. Go learn something you never thought you actually needed to learn.
Yeah, it's major and
It
it's
is
very
major.
well done.
It is major. It is very well done, and I am very supportive of Anna for doing that. I really, truly appreciate it. Let's get some of these comments out the way before we get started. So Anna said she found her emojis again, so that's how she figured out how to use it. Look. Did you hurt my Mickey Knight? No, I didn't hurt your Mickey. I was helping Mickey. I was helping Mickey, and Mickey flipped on me. So there we go. I didn't hurt her. See, there you go. I am a dirty old lady with a dirty mind and a foul mouth, and I'm damn proud of it. See, I told you. It pleases the algorithm gods. It tickles them.
It tickles their pickle if they have a pickle.
It tickles them. This is a really great program. Please support this. It feels awesome to help.
Thank you, Anna.
It really do. Ooh, this would be an interesting question to ask everyone. Realistic and dream cars. Tracy, here you go. Oh, thank you. No, Anna, thank you. I appreciate all that you do. I really do. So much truth teller. I really like a A8 or what's that? A Tundra?
The Toyota Tundra. Yep, those are excellent vehicles. Excellent. I used to want the Toyota Tundra. I really did because I like the body style they do with those. But something about these new Chevy GMC trucks, those things are sharp.
Well,
even the Ford F2, I wouldn't do a 150, but the F250, even though they look the same, those things look good. I would never have said I would get a Ford truck before, but I don't know. Give me a Ford F250, I'd be a happy camper.
Well, without further ado, am I the a-hole? So since my comments are being ignored, I say exactly what's on my mind. Caddy all day. What?
Every day. There's like a typo because of where
you know what, Tracy? I'm not ignoring it. I literally saw it and forgot to put it on there. And I am going to go back and look for it because you're going to have to explain yourself because I have no idea what you're talking about. Where did you put it? Did you erase it? Oh, this one. I have one more request. Please do not talk about the McDonald's situation, and I have
but
no
you
idea.
Brought it up.
I don't know what the McDonald's situation is. So
the man who brought food for his child, but allegedly not for the others,
and
got everybody so hyped up, and it was a hoax. All y'all played yourself. All y'all silly ass people.
It was fake.
Yes, her and her. The father of her child, they do skits and stuff. And this is a hoax. It was to generate some controversy, some, communication back and forth. It was, and it worked because there you go. And it was so good at pitting black men black men versus black women. And I'm just like, damn, y'all so simple. Y'all just fall for any gosh darn thing. Man, whatever, man.
That was fake.
Yeah, it was just, it's kind of like if we ask a question that's a little bit controversial just to get some feedback and get people thinking. It was that kind of thing. They do that. It's like their thing. It's their thing. They put stuff out, and this time it went viral and people took it because people carry these hidden grudges and then they want to take their personal issues and put them on other. But anyway, never mind. Yeah, that thing.
Okay.
You played yourself.
Anyway, so we're gonna get on to the first video, and
Stop being simple.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Let me get to the first video before Theus think of something else to say. So, normally we all show you the video with one parent always choose one sibling over the other person, and I get those are like, yeah, okay. I have to show this one, and it's kind of long. It's almost 5 minutes. I try to shorten it up, but I couldn't. Yeah, amazing how in this world, oh my God, 5 minutes. Oh no, what am I going to do other than what you've been doing for the last, hour and 20 minutes? So get over yourself. What? So I try to shorten them up as much as I can, but this is wild.
My parents have always favored my younger brother. I was by no means unloved, but it was blatantly obvious who they cared about more. I worked a part-time job to get my first car, but my brother got one as a present. It wasn't a new car, but it was much newer than my car. It was the same with just about anything else, like clothes, video games, and cell phones. I'm 18, and I'm taking a gap year before community college to work a full-time job and save money for tuition. But a while back, I heard my parents talking about how much they were going to pay for my brother's tuition. I secretly recorded the conversation from around the corner and then came out asking my parents why they were going to pay for my brother's college, but not mine. They didn't notice that my phone was recording and just said my brother needs more help. I asked how so, when I wasn't getting any sort of scholarship and he likely wasn't either. Then I asked a few more questions about why things have always been this way. They got mad, and my father told me that perhaps it's time I moved out because they're sick of keeping a roof over my head. I pointed out that I pay rent, but they didn't care. I left the room, and in a fit of rage, I uploaded the video to 2 different social medias I have and ranted about how this is how my parents have always been. Well, a few hours later, and my parents were pounding at my door. My dad was screaming at me about how I made them look bad. We fought some more, and they left the room fuming. My grandparents contacted me later and said they were appalled. Then, the next day, they came with a bunch of family to come visit. There was a huge family intervention, and my parents were made to sit on the couch and look at their feet while being told off. It was then that I found out they'd been receiving money for years from my grandparents to help with family expenses. My brother looked like he didn't know what to do, so he sided with the rest of the family and said that he's also noticed how I'm treated as well. My parents gave me a huge apology that sounded forced. My grandparents offered me to come live with them, and they'll cut off the monthly payments to my parents. My father told me that I should have never told the rest of the family, and now he won't talk to me, and my mother's been crying for days. So I'm starting to wonder if I went too far. Am I the butthole for exposing my parents' favoritism? And then OP posted an update. I decided to go ahead and call my grandparents to accept their offer to move in. During the phone call, I asked them why they were sending monthly payments to my parents. It turns out my parents were living beyond their means for a while because my mother quit her job to be a full-time stay-at-home mom. My grandparents decided to help out by sending them money every month to help with my parents' mortgage and to set aside some of that money for college savings for both my brother and I, and it was to be split evenly. It turns out that my parents only planned to put those savings towards my brother's college. And that's also how they bought his car as well. So, from now on, my parents are now on their own financially. My mother will likely have to go back to work to help my dad keep up with the mortgage. I confronted my parents, and I asked them why they've always treated my brother as their favorite. I asked them if there was something I needed to know, but it turns out there was nothing, literally nothing. I'm not some affair baby, I'm not even an unplanned pregnancy, they just like my brother more. I was mad as hell, and we argued a lot before I left the room because I'd had enough. My grandparents showed up on Saturday with a moving truck. My parents were floored when we started bringing in boxes to pack. My father got in our way, and I reminded him how he said that I should move out, so that's what I was doing. My mother cried some more and said that my father was just angry in the moment when he said that, and they'd been counting on my rent money to help with my brother's college fund. I asked if that meant that he would never have to pay rent like I did when he turns 18. My father then said that since I was taking a gap year to work, that my rent money could have helped my brother. This means that they never intended for him to get a job while going to college. My grandfather was enraged and confronted my father, saying that he raised him better than this. My grandfather chewed him out, saying that he has never been more disappointed in him and they will no longer receive any more financial support. Then he said that he would disown them both if they ever tried to retaliate against me for exposing them. My father backed down, and neither he nor my mother said another word to me. I had a bit of an awkward conversation with my brother as we said our goodbyes to each other, and that was it. I just got in my car, waved, and drove off. I'm now fully moved into my new room at my grandparents' house. It's a little smaller, but nice, and my grandparents are very welcoming. I'm gonna keep working hard to move forward from here, and I appreciate everyone's support.
I call bullshit.
Oh, come on! That is not one of the videos. How you calling bullshit on that one?
Because could this be a probable thing? Possibly. But it makes me think he's probably a shitty ass kid. Like, he's painting this story like, woe is me, I'm the honor roll student and all that. And he's probably a first class fuck up. And
the only thing that makes me say no to that is the grandparents. And that's the only
the grandparents don't have to know anything. They don't have to know much about what kind of kid he is. No, I'm just saying. Now, first, I think it's all, highly embellished. But, yeah, then, anyway, whatever. That's my take.
Okay, now, if it was real, then you have a great imagination, so use it. If it was real, then what?
Then his plan was to move out. And instead of moving out, he's moving in with his grandparents. So he's just going to move from one family to the other and just feed off of his grandparents for a while?
Well, he's not going to. He hasn't left for college yet. So where's he going to stay?
He was on his way to community college. He's taking a gap year.
And here's the deal. This is why
I don't have a problem with you living with your grandparents. I'm just saying, like, I'm just going with the flow of his story.
And this is why I want to jump on the parent. And the mom, you are a piece of work because you don't even know how to play the damn game. The dad know how to play the game and know how to shut up at certain times. You ain't mad he moved out. You mad he moving out and taking his money with him.
That they supposedly were going to use for the brother, but he probably wouldn't have seen no money either.
No, he was seeing the money.
Remember,
he got the brand new car.
He got the car. But what I'm saying is, if they're living beyond their means and sponging off of the grandparents, all that money wasn't making it to him. So
no. They were saying, and we're going by his wording, by the way. We're going by his wording. They were saying that the money that the grandparents was getting was supposed to be split between the two brothers.
Correct.
The parents got the money and was putting it all towards the son.
And that's why I call bullshit on that part, because you can't say that and say that they're living beyond their means at the exact same time. Because if they're that irresponsible with money, how am I now supposed to think they're that responsible with the other money? That is not how irresponsible people do. It just isn't. So they'd be tapping into the reserves as well. Now, they might still be pushing money aside for the brother because they're jerks, but they would be touching that money. You can't paint that picture and have that square. It just doesn't. So
let's see what everybody else is saying. So he's lucky the family intervened wasn't going to help pack his whistle blowing ass up and put his ish on the porch. This dude is annoying.
Yeah, he painting that picture really hard, ain't he? Because there's something real important that he's leaving out of his little wonderful story.
And trust me, Kevin, I truly agree. This seems like a privilege none of us can relate to. Hey, love my grandmama. My grandmama gave you babysitting. She ain't giving you money for you to do you. You better figure out how you gonna do it.
And I hadn't really thought about it the way Kevin put it, but it's for real. It is a privileged type of situation because it makes me think that this whole family ain't hurting for money. Like the whole family.
No, it looks like
we don't know what level of support.
Because we have to go back to the parents don't know how to use their money.
So what if the dad, which is the biological child, is accustomed to living off his parents' money?
Yeah.
Now he has a family. He's still living off his parents' money.
They was using the money for rent to pay for the other child's college. Now that the other child have moved out, now that the grandparents they cut them off. That's it. That's all the money.
But I know privileged people, like I know a couple right now. They're going up to their family's lake house, and they don't speak about it like the lake house is a big deal. It's just the lake house. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's a different level of privilege that exists, and you don't have to be rich for it to exist. You just have to be well off. So there's different levels to all of this.
Because just to piggyback on what you just said, because I remember, and I know I'm using a fictional, but it really isn't.
I agree with just John.
The fictional show, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where their thought was, well, we're going to move out of the house so we can live. Dude, you moved into the guest house beside the pool. Did you really move out? Like, did you really learn more responsibility because you not in the main house? Or did you just figure, I'm going to a 2-bedroom guest house by the pool?
Think about this.
But still on the land of the big house. So I would still be able to go up to the big house to eat. You know, I mean, like,
but you're not in the big house no more.
Live that way, though.
But you're not in the big house no more. You don't have a butler who comes to your house. The butler stays at the other house. So you, in your world, are slumming it. You have a harder life now. And that's one of the problems that a lot of really privileged kids have when they grow up, because they really think that they are entitled to the standard of living that they came of age in. And I'm like, no, your parents are entitled to that standard of living because they built it. You now need to go build something. They can help give you a boost. They can give you a head start. They can do all kinds of things to help you get a much stronger run. But you aren't, just because they had a mansion, that doesn't mean you get one. But anyway.
And Mickey, I totally agree with you on that one. That did kind of bother me.
Why would she go back to work?
You stayed at home to be a full-time mother. These kids are 17. I'm just throwing a number out there. They don't need you no more.
But why would you go back to work?
Because they don't need you no more.
That doesn't make sense.
Why would it not make sense? I don't need you, mama. You need to go back to work.
Why does she need to go back to work?
My rent money.
Why do you go to work? You go to work to make money. You make money so you can live whatever standard of living you want to live. If you're already living the standard of living at which you wish to live, why would you go to work?
I bet you go to work now.
She might have to now. But my thing is, prior to that, like, we keep talking about these things like reality doesn't exist. If you already have what you want, why would you go to work? Work sucks. You go to work to achieve a goal. Now, if you've bought into this capitalist system in American society, the way we've been brought up, you think that work justifies your existence. But that is bullshit, because people who sit above you, who own these companies, they don't go to work.
No.
So,
and Jandra, let me say this on that. That's not a pushback. Kevin, one generation has, well, the grandparents. Yes and no.
Well, when grandparents die,
Yes,
they'll get
he
it.
does. Yes, those grandparents do have the wealth. Those parents have wealth too. They just don't know how to use the wealth that they have. And I'm gonna tell, and this is how I can explain it like this.
Yeah, let me hear this one.
When your wife can sit there and quit her job to be a stay-at-home mom, I've never had that privilege. Now, granted, I was brought up by one parent, but every friend, every cousin, sister, everything that I never had a sister. Every friend, every cousin, every person that I've known, that was a 2-income house. No, you don't have the ability of one parent quitting to do jack squat with the kids.
Yeah, you do.
It was important for you to be with the kids. No, it wasn't feasible.
Yeah, it is.
No, it ain't.
Ah, yeah, it is.
No, it ain't.
You got households that ain't nobody got a damn job. So it's about what standard of living are you trying to adjust to or attain? Like I told my wife back when before we got married, and my wife is a worker. She's been working her whole since she was like 16, 17 years old. But like I said, hey, if you don't want to work, you ain't got to work. But if you decide you're not going to work, now you have to live based on what I can bring in here. And I don't want to hear nothing about it.
And this is where I go back on.
They ain't struggling.
This is where I put. No, they're not struggling. That's what I mean. They have the means. When I say struggle, I don't mean that you can't have the vacations that you used to have because one parent is working and the other parent not. I think the struggle is, hey, look, I'm gonna just be real with you. You don't have no income. We can't pay this rent. These lights are gonna go off. I don't know what y'all about to do with heat. That ain't a means. That's not a lifestyle choice. That's survival.
But here, check this out though. If you have the wealth, you're wealthy.
Hmm?
If you have access to the wealth, you're wealthy. Just because it ain't in your name, you still wealthy if you get to spend it. That's how people who run nonprofits, that's how people who run a lot of businesses. Like I once was associated with a person. They weren't friends or anything. It was just like a professional association.
Oh my God. Okay, Anna and Tracy, y'all are my sisters for the love of everything. Okay.
He did disown y'all though. But
I did not disown.
What they do is they put nothing in their own personal name, but they control everything. So now you have access to the wealth. You are wealthy, even though on paper you are not.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next video, and
y'all still my sisters though.
You suck up.
I'm just stating facts, dog.
So we're gonna move on to the next video, and I'm gonna tell you off the bat, I couldn't stand this mama. I'm gonna tell you off the bat now, I can't stand this mama, and I'm gonna pull a Theus right now, and hell no, I don't believe the ending either.
Am I the butthole for grounding my son after he said he got into an argument with my boyfriend over something from 10 years ago? My boyfriend, H, and my oldest son had a bad relationship ever since H had accidentally burned down our house. What an opening sentence. He put in a pizza while me, my 2 sons, and daughter went out to the mall, and H had forgot about it and left to go back to his apartment. When we got back home, our kitchen was on fire, and by the time the fire trucks got here, the whole downstairs was on fire. Our house was pretty much destroyed, and our husky passed away in the fire. When I told my boyfriend about it, he remembered his pizza. He apologized, and I forgave him, but my son never did. My other 2 were too young to remember. My cousin said she could watch my kids until we got a new house, and I stayed with H at his house. It was too small to hold all of us. A lot of our stuff was damaged, but not enough to be thrown away, so we got a new house 2 years later, and my son still hasn't forgiven H. It only got worse when he got older. He would never say hello to H when he came over and would always avoid him. Like one time when H came over and I cooked dinner, my son ate upstairs instead of downstairs with the family. Today, my son was on a call with his friends playing video games and my son lost and said, "What the hell?" So H went upstairs to his room to tell him, "Look, stop all that cursing, you're not grown." And my son pretty much ignored him until H said, "Why are you ignoring me? Answer me." And my son yelled at him to get out of his room. After that, they got into a loud argument. I ran upstairs to tell them to stop and my son yelled out, "Have you not gotten it yet? I don't like you. You burned down our house and want to act like you're my dad? Leave me alone." I told H I'll handle this and told my son that he's acting like a child and that I understand that he was upset years ago, but now you need to let it go. It's been 10 years and that H has apologized and that he needs to forgive him. He said, "I don't care. He's a stupid person who you took back after he burned down our old home with all our stuff and our dog. I'm not forgiving him. I don't even know why you took this patchy bearded idiot back anyways. Last week he made fries and left the oven on for an hour after he was done, and it didn't get turned off until I came downstairs and saw it was on, and he's an irresponsible idiot." I told him he was grounded for disrespecting him and that he needs to get over it. I called my friend Y to tell her what happened and she said, "Honestly, he kinda has a right to be mad. He lost his childhood home when he was 5 and his dog. So now I feel like I could have handled it better. So Reddit, am I the butthole?" Down in the comments, Pixaroo sums this up quite well. You're the butthole. Even giving your boyfriend the benefit of the doubt with the fire, you then had your children move in with a cousin while you lived elsewhere? Your kids lost their house, their security, all their stuff, their dog, and you went and stayed with your boyfriend? Huge, you're the butthole there. Second, you're the butthole was forgiving your boyfriend for something that he clearly does regularly that could lead to another fire and possibly killing you and or one or more of your children. Third, you're the butthole is letting him discipline your son for anything. It's made worse that he's yelling at your son for saying the word hell. If my math is correct, your son is 15 years old. There is no reason to reprimand a 15-year-old for saying hell. You will not have a relationship with your son when he's an adult, and it's your fault. Yeah, the thing that bothers me the most about this is that there seems to be no effort to actually help your son deal with his loss. It seems that your and your boyfriend's way of dealing with your son's grief is to say, "Sorry about your dead dog, suck it up, kid." But you'll all be relieved to know that OP posted an update. I read a lot of the comments that called me a butthole, and I realized that I was wrong. I'll unground my son and break up with H. Am I the butthole?
The only part about that story that's bullshit is the last sentence.
Yes.
And how the hell you with your 10-year boyfriend? 10 years?
Man, let me
10
just,
years?
let me go ahead and get my rant out the way. Let me get this out the way.
You stupid.
Because I ain't had one in a long time. Woman, you done lost your fucking mind. You have lost every sense of stability. Let me tell you one of those things that actually is like a no-go, no breakup, it's a rule that you just can't get past and we're going to have to break up. I'm not going to pull a Theus where I have like a stack of papers that say that I can't be with you. I have one small one and the one
really,
small
Marlon?
one, yeah, I have to do that. And the one small one that I have, and sorry if I'm just like, anal about everything, but one small one that I have is don't burn down my fucking house. What the hell is wrong with you? And do you think I'm going to stay with you? I have no stability to be with you. My son remembers it, or my child. It doesn't matter. My child remember at one time they had a dog. They don't anymore. Why do they not have a dog? Because of you. You're the reason why they don't have a dog. Just like you're the reason why I don't have a house anymore. So needless to say, no, I will not be sending my children somewhere else while I stay with your little funky ass who just burnt down my damn house. But let's go even further down the line for the 10 years that we into this, which the lady is correct. That means that the child is 15 years old. Did you ever even talk to your child about how they feel about everything? At all. Period, point blank. Hey, I'm dating the man that killed your dog when you was 5 years old. And to all you guys that's dating women that have kids and everything, do yourself a favor because this is something that I had to learn the hard way, but now I get. There is nothing wrong with holding conversations when you know you're in the right, when you're over children that's not yours. That's no problem. I don't have an issue with that. What I do have an issue with, and what I will always have an issue with, is yeah, you're not in that disciplined mode right now, especially on the word hell, because I can easily, even to this day, and all my children are grown, I can literally, my children, and I didn't start it, but my children have a filter unless they just like really pissed off and they just don't care. But even my children have a filter where they don't even cuss around me, and I don't even jump on them at all. I don't remember jumping on them. They have a filter. Why they have a filter? Because they respect me. Why do they have a respect for me? Because I earned it. How do you not earn respect? You don't burn down a house and kill the little kid's dog. This kid ain't never having respect for you, dude.
One mistake.
But let's get to my final part of my rant so I can get over it. You lie your fucking ass off with that last sentence. And I'm gonna break up with H. You fucking lied. No, you're not. You put that up. You got berated on Reddit about it. And now for you to stop being berated on Reddit, I'm gonna take them off punishment. And I'm gonna immediately, after 10 years, week, I'm gonna break up with them. You full of shit, lady. You ain't doing a damn thing. You just want people to stop blasting your ass on Reddit. You are awful, mother. That's it. I'm done. Take it away.
It was one mistake, Marlon.
You know what? I can.
Do you not believe in forgiveness?
Not with my damn houses that like fuming on the ground right there in the ashes. No, can't. Nah.
But there's insurance money.
I don't give a fuck. I don't even use my insurance money if I didn't burn down my own house.
But accidents happen.
Good for them.
Wow.
Nope. Did they move into a new house or did H?
It sounds like H lives separately still.
Still.
Because she said he came over for dinner or something.
He kept coming over, that he's coming over. How old is the son? We figured out was 15. He was 5 when the fire happened. They've been dating for 10 years, so we just added that to being 15. 15, 16, 14, somewhere around that mark. How many houses did he burn down?
Just one.
Hell, we know, Emma, because his ass was about to burn the damn house down again with fries.
He only burned down one house.
You are a teenager, dude. You are a small child who can't cook alone. You have this tendency. Where do you go? I don't ever understood people who have these type of accidents. What do you cook and then go and do what?
He might have went to play on the Xbox while his girlfriend was at work.
Asshole. And that's what makes you an asshole.
How do we know she doesn't believe in marriage? I missed that part.
There is nothing that she said she don't believe in marriage. They just not married.
Yeah.
So she tells the 15-year-old that he's acting like a chair. Yes, thank you. This dude is still burning shit 10 years later. Oh, by the way, let me put another emphasis on you. If you ever use the word get over it, I can't say it because I'm on YouTube.
I tell people to get over it all the time.
Not over this. What he almost burned one, and he almost burned.
She was answering how many houses, but yeah. She ain't leaving him.
She ain't leaving. That's what I'm saying. That was a. Yeah, she ain't leaving. She ain't leave that dude.
And the reason why I said the whole story isn't fake is because I've literally encountered women who have chosen a man over their children. And you hear about it about women who kill their children over keeping some man. So, yeah.
How do you earn respect? You don't burn down the house and kill the kid's dog. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be funny, but you want to do to just burn down your house and kill your dog, but you want to show respect. I ain't showing you no damn respect.
It was
You want
one
me to show
mistake.
you respect? Build a house and get me another dog.
It was
No, that shit
one
too hard for you.
mistake.
Oh, too bad. Too bad. That is too hard for you. Oh man, miss me.
People have a car accident, and God forbid someone gets seriously injured or killed in the accident. But it was just a car accident. It wasn't like there was malice involved. But the consequences are going to follow because it's just what happens. So if you can forgive someone for having a car accident, he had a house accident. Of all the things to hold over dude, I'm just saying that one ain't the one. The mom is the crazy one because apparently she likes this little meth head. I bet the story just screams that he wears a wife beater all day.
This right here. And that's a point, Mickey, that I want to. It's not the loss of the house, all your clothes,
Sense of
your
security.
favorite
I got it.
your personal, etc., etc. It's something that stayed with you entire life, and that's what makes this piss me off so much. Is I guarantee you that get over it. It's been 10 years ago. I guarantee you that has been said more than once. I promise you.
This woman will justify anything to keep that man.
Get over it. It's been a year. Get over it. It's been 2 years. Get over it. It's been 3 years. When your kid don't even want to eat dinner with this dude, catch the hint.
Yeah, well, teenagers are like that anyway. But what I'm saying is she will choose that man over anything. There's no limit for her.
Okay, John. Okay, now you done took it too damn far. Now, come on now. No.
But you can forgive that, Marlon?
I can forgive you burning my pot compared to burning my house down and killing my dog. Please.
Everybody got different levels. Everybody got different levels, man.
Yeah, that's my level then. They lost everything from me to them. This has to be devastating.
Devastating to a 5-year-old? Look, you can 5. You'll recover. I'm not trying to say that to minimize things. I'm just saying that 5. You got a lot of life ahead of you. A lot of life.
Recovered if it was talked about. If it
maybe not. Maybe not. Now at
15,
it
is a maybe not. But
at 15, he's still messed up.
I'm gonna see you over my cousin's house, but I'm gonna stay with the damn fire starter.
That's the trauma. That one. Because losing the house at 5, most of us don't even have good memories at 5. He now does because he had a traumatic event at 5, right? So that's probably where his memory is gonna lock in and start. But for most people, they don't remember nothing from when they were 5. But then to be sent away, oh yeah, that one's gonna stay. Like that one's gonna stick. So this kid has just had a crappy childhood because he got a crappy mom.
Yeah. The mom and him should have just left it alone. Really, it's been almost 40 years since my house burned down. I lost everything. I was an adult. The trauma would never leave me, even though I'm living okay now.
Right. I'm not saying the trauma ain't real. Thank you. And a wife beater. He's got a wife beater. And it's not like a day 1 wife beater where it's like form fitting.
It's the one that you put on every day.
Yeah, it's that day 2, day 3 wife beater. That's all loose.
All right, going on.
Oh, we can't call wife beaters. The A shirt. Isn't that the right name? The proper name is an A shirt. Yeah.
Still white beater to me, but okay.
It has no, because that's really a bad term now that we know better. It should be a bad term now that we know better. I'll say that.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go on to the next story real quick.
I pledge to try to remove that from my vocabulary.
This next story right here is kind of like, I ain't even gonna say it hit home. I can't. I don't have any part. I could just feel how bad this is if it happened to me. So, but here we go.
Am I the butthole for disinviting my siblings from my wedding? There's me, a 25-year-old woman, my sister who's 27, and my brother who's 28. We were raised together, and until 2019, we believed that we were a nuclear biological family. Then we found out that our dad wasn't our biological dad, which even he didn't know. It turns out that my older siblings shared a biological dad, but I had a different biological dad. We're also first cousins because their biological dad and my biological dad are brothers. My dad left our mom because he was hurt, betrayed, and overall disgusted that she had lied to him for 2 decades. I was equally mad that she lied and hurt my dad. My siblings were less willing to cut her off, but their relationship was majorly strained. My dad moved in with me and my fiance, and COVID hit. At this point, all 3 of us agreed that he was my dad no matter what, and there was nothing that could change that. And I really meant that. My siblings found their biological father, and mine by extension. They have now decided that he is their real dad and that our dad is just a stepdad. My brother has even corrected his 2 little girls who called dad grandpa into saying that he's step-grandpa. Meanwhile, he gets his kids to call his biological father grandpa. It broke my dad's heart, and he decided that it was just too much for him to accept. This was after many conversations between them where he was essentially told to know his place, stay in his lane, and be demoted with the clear message that nothing would change. I am so pissed at them. My siblings have tried to push me to meet my real dad and have told me it's okay to go back on my promise. Initially, they were invited to my wedding, but with this whole mess, I told them they were no longer welcome and I didn't want them to show up. They told me that just because they have a relationship with their real dad, that doesn't change things between us. I told them it does. That if our dad isn't our real dad after everything he's done for us, then we're not real siblings. Because technically, we're half siblings and cousins. I said that my dad is still 100% my dad and that biology is meaningless to me. And I said it was best that they don't come to my wedding because I no longer want them there. What I said hurt them. My sister-in-law, who's married to my brother, told me that I was a butthole for cutting them from my wedding like we haven't been siblings our whole lives. I think that's almost more annoying to me because that's what they did to our dad. But he can apparently be shit on and discarded like he's nothing? Am I the butthole?
I 100% agree with the poster.
Let me go back a little bit because I forgot to give all the fuckery awards out. So I apologize. Let me go back real quick. For the chosen one brother over the other brother. So the other brother, and I'm going by face value. We ain't going by what we think happened. So the older brother over the younger brother, I'm giving the older brother 0. I'm giving the younger brother, I'm going to give him a 0.5 because the only thing that keeps popping in my head is, dude, how the fuck you didn't know that your older brother has a beat up ass car and you got a brand new one, you ain't figuring out what the damn money coming from. There are some stuff that you should know. Grandparents don't get any. Dad and mom get 4.0. Fuckery. The boyfriend that burned down the house, obviously the 15-year-old gets 0. The boyfriend gonna get 4.5. The mama gonna get 4.5. Now let's go to this story. I'm torn because something feels missing from this story.
Nah, mama a liar.
Well, yeah, your mama automatically gets 4.5.
Yeah. And then when she's committed to the lie, at what point would she ever fix it?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't. She take that to her grave. At that point, she didn't take it to her grave.
Yeah, she was planning on it. So the mama gonna get a 4.0 on that one. You brothers. The real biological dad get a 4.5. something Theus is missing from this story, and I tell you why I'm on the fence. I need to know how, and I know I'm throwing something in there that wasn't told in the story, so forgive me. Something needs to be said about how was they brought up in this family, because we're 4 against 1. And it's one child that's sitting there saying, no matter what, this is my father. And the 4 other kids are saying, no,
no, there's only 3 kids.
Was it 3? I thought it was 4.
It's just 3 kids. It might, wait. Yeah, because she identified herself first. So there's only 3 kids.
Okay. So what happened in that house where the 2 other kids could just up and just throw away the one that's been raising them for the longest time?
Because they share a father.
So that was pretty much it. That they are full-grown biological siblings. And the last one is not. Wow.
No, I'm just saying, like, I've never had to deal with this. But from the kids I've known, even the ones who were raised like single parents and they swear everything is okay and they good and all this, that's the third, there's still a hole in their heart for the parent that wasn't there. And so these kids grow up thinking everything was cool. And then they find out, now you got a dad, and then they know who he is. And let's just say dad's living good, right?
I want to throw that in there too.
So, you know, or he's a really nice guy. Let's say he's a really nice guy, you know? And so they naturally want to keep the bloodline and all that good stuff, whatever. And that's what they drew the line. I think it's scummy, but I mean, that's a dynamic I can't play in. So I don't know. The part that I would never be able to understand is throwing away, you know, the one who, even though he's not your biological, he's the one who's been there, you know? Now the dude is not anybody's bio dad. He was played for a sucker his whole life.
No, I thought the younger child was his.
Nope.
So all 3 is the other dude's dad?
2 of the children belong to one man.
The uncle.
She then belongs to the brother of that man.
Yeah. No. He just froze up on me again. Let's see if he can come back. Come on, Theus. All right. We're going to go ahead and go through these comments real quick. No, he's not, but he raised them. It was 3 kids. So who is the writer's dad?
I lost everything for a while. But so the writer's dad is the brother of the other 2's father. Basically, mama got down with 2 brothers.
So the younger child is the
younger child is not related.
Got going on here. So the younger child is the one who raised them. Real father.
No. Wait, let me reconnect it. All right. Let's say that we're the brothers. Okay. Yeah. And then the same woman gets pregnant by each of us. Now, the third guy doesn't know anything about us, or he just thinks of us as ex-boyfriends or whatever. So he comes into the picture. She has 1 child, which belongs to, say, you. Mm-hmm. She now gets pregnant by me during the relationship with the third guy. So he thinks that's his child too. So basically, he was probably the good guy that she was dating, but she was sleeping around the whole time and got pregnant. So the whole time he's with her, so he's thinking each pregnancy is his kid. Come to find out, it's not.
See, that's what I think. I must have missed something because I keep thinking that
The man who raised him has zero blood relation to any of the children.
I thought he had the younger child was his.
No. When everything hit the fan, and the younger child who had a boyfriend and ultimately fiance, they let him come live with them.
She had an affair with the brothers or the brothers.
She had an affair with two brothers, completely unrelated to the third guy.
She had sex with two brothers.
Yeah,
she had an affair with the other brother.
Perhaps. I mean, because the part that throws me off is it was like.
No, his mouth was closed.
I mean, I talk too damn much. I'm done.
She had an affair with the man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to do this. I really got to.
Don't make me go through this again.
No, I can do it after just the beginning.
Am I the butthole for disinviting my siblings from my wedding? There's me, a 25-year-old woman, my sister who's 27, and my brother who's 28. We were raised together, and until 2019, we believed that we were a nuclear biological family. Then we found out that our dad wasn't our biological dad, which even he didn't know. It turns out that my older siblings shared a biological dad, but I had a different biological dad. We're also first cousins because their biological dad and my biological dad are brothers.
Okay, so it sounds like the two older ones is the brothers, and the younger one is the one that raised them.
No. How do you get that from what they just said? No. But here's the thing, and I do have to amend my statement because trying to do the math here, the man who raised all three children is not related to any of the three children. But by the years, because I think 20 years came in there somewhere, that means she already had two kids when she got with the third guy. And he raised them as his own because he might have thought they were his, because who knows what the relationship was like going back. Because this definitely sounds like some trailer park, hood, country shit. Okay.
Yeah. Mom had 3 pregnancies and none of them belonged to the mofo she was married to. Okay.
But it sounds like at the time, was there something about 20 years? Am I making that up?
She said 20 years. It was 23.
Okay. So all of the children were well over 20 though. So they grew up assuming that was their dad, and the mom just never set anybody straight. The mom let the dude believe that these were his kids, probably because they used to date back in the day or some shit. She let the kids believe that this was their dad. And then it all fell apart because eventually a lie does find its way to the light.
This happened in my family. Tracy, we really gonna have to talk about that one.
No, I don't want to hear about that
I've
one.
never experienced that. And be honest with you. And
I believe it, but I don't want to hear nothing about that.
I believe it. I believe people will do this without a doubt.
Yeah. Because once you tell the lie.
Is the mom invited to the wedding?
She never said.
Man, but would you?
But I think she said she broke up the relationship, right? Like the whole family fell apart.
So she just said the siblings can't come.
Oh. Well, I guess that's still her mama. That's the one thing she do know.
I'm getting to it.
She got all of them, huh?
Mom gets a 4.5. I try to keep abuse and kid abuse and stuff like that for the 5 point. But the mom gonna get a 4.5 fuckery. The brother gonna get a 4.5 fuckery too because y'all knew.
The brother didn't have to know.
Oh, come on.
He didn't even have to know. He didn't even have to know that he got a pregnant.
You know how I know that's not right. You don't fuck the mom and all of a sudden she pregnant. You hoping that it ain't yours, but
mama might have got down like that.
Like that hope and knowing that it ain't yours is totally two different things.
Mama sound like she was the jump off. So you don't know how many people laid pipe.
You jumped off 3 damn times.
You don't know how many people are laying pipe in there. So you don't know.
No.
Mm-mm.
That was a hope and a dream that it ain't
Nah.
show us. And
You don't.
silly ass woman didn't say shit. But don't
When
sit there
everybody,
like, oh, I didn't know that.
everybody is screwing the same freaky link. You don't nobody make an assumption that it's theirs. Don't nobody. That's the jump off. Everybody plays on that playground. No.
And then this
No.
and I'm gonna tell you what's funny. This is what makes it such a bitch ass move. Because the brother shows up after the kid's grown. And like one of the brothers even already have kids of their own now because they said don't call the other woman the grandpa, call him step. And by the way, your dumb fucking ass kills me. Who the fuck calls somebody step grandpa?
Well, that's part of the story that doesn't kind of land up because you end up with grandpa, pop, pappy. You know, there's so many ways that, you know, because like my dad is the real grandfather, so he's called grandpa. But we have a close family friend who's like a grandfather, and they call him like pop or some shit. I don't know. But there's always a different way that you
could have found another name.
Yeah.
You make sure you say step. Like, dude, why are you acting like an asshole for real, dude? That was so unnecessary.
That's her side of the story. So you don't know. You probably embellished it for the purposes of telling the story. But yeah. But overall, though, it does sound very plausible. Like this stuff could happen.
Oh, and the kids get 3.5 fuckeries, by the way.
I mean, you know, whatever.
All right, last story for tonight.
But hold on. In the words of Ludacris, use a hoe.
You are.
She might have tried to outrun her wholeness.
You are, lady. You really are.
She tried to make a, you know.
She tried to die from it. She anyway. This is the last story. Well, I can say it's fucker.
Ever heard her calling me a little B word? My girlfriend has online summer courses and she had an exam for one of them this morning. I usually wake her up for pretty much everything because she sleeps through her phone alarm no matter how long it buzzes or how many she sets. She's joked that I'm her butler before, and within the context of a relationship, it's okay, so I don't mind. Obviously, I want to love my partner and try to make her life easy. However, last night, she was chatting with her friends and she thought I couldn't hear. She was bragging that I'm her little bee and I do everything for her when she tells me to, etc. It really hurt my feelings because they were making comments like, "Good, put him in his place." And she was agreeing. She specifically said, "Yeah, I'm not too worried about tomorrow because the bee will make sure I'm up and he'll probably have breakfast ready for me too." I went to bed pretty hurt by it, and come morning, I didn't bother to wake her up when her alarm started to go. She usually only gets up when someone physically shakes her, but I let her turn off the alarm and she slipped back into sleep, and I turned around and went back to sleep too. When she woke up, she was yelling at me, saying I'm a butthole and I've cost her exam and I'm a piece of garbage for what I did.
Fucker.
Yep.
That's all I really got to say to that.
Yep. When you a good person and the other person you find out that the other person doesn't appreciate you for being a good person, they just take advantage of you for being a good person, then whenever you finally decide to take a stand, I support you. I applaud you. As long as you don't put your hands on the other person, I don't care what you do.
And he didn't.
Right.
And he didn't. But what you fail to understand, young lady, is, and you're going to find out the hard way. And here's the funny thing that I tell women. You're going to find out the hard way that there are some men out there that would have did far worse. Like this dude just went to bed, let you oversleep and everything else. There's some dudes who, and by the way, no, you don't ever put your hands on a woman in anger. So that is the last of the link. So we're not even going to talk about that one. But I'm going to talk about the next level. And the next level is the dude rolling up in there going, "Who the hell you calling a bitch?" while you still on the phone.
Well, that would have been me.
That would have been me.
I don't have enough patience.
No. We finna hold this conversation with your little friends who sit there talk about put somebody in that damn place and everything. We gonna all hold this conversation together. Who you calling a bitch and who place you finna put me in while we all on the phone? Because it'd be easy to think that you're saying this shit while I'm not around, but you gonna say the same stuff while I'm in the room with you right now.
Yeah, I have two modes.
This is not gonna end the way you thought it was gonna end. My mama pretty much made sure she didn't raise one, so I ain't gonna be one because you feel like you got to put me down to raise your self-esteem.
It's gonna go one of two ways, right? I'm talking about for me. You know, Mr. I got all the rule books and all that shit. Yeah, me.
You do.
All right.
You do.
If I hear it, I'm calling you on it right now because that would have truly hurt my feelings because I am the kind of dude who does all kinds of extra shit to make sure your life is easier. Like, I really do think if you're in a relationship with somebody, one of the chief responsibilities you have is to make the other person's life easier, right? So I'm that dude. So call me out of my name to your little girlfriends. I'm holding court right now. But let's say I didn't hear it, but I feel it. Like I feel like you don't appreciate me, or I feel like I have everything except for that last thing to just like I can prove, you know what I mean? That type of thing where like you don't want to just cancel it because you can't prove it. It's just how you feel. So you talk and you vent and you complain, you do all those things, but because you don't have that last piece, all you can do is try to break through to your partner. Understand something about me. If I'm on that track, I have probably already set a date or time frame for when I'm out. And there's no barrier on time. It could be 1 year, it could be 20 years. When the moment is to my advantage, I'm out. And I ain't worried about nobody's. You've been together for 30 years. Yeah, I've been holding it together for 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me. I believe in vengeance. I believe in get back. I believe in settling scores. And I believe it happens on my time. And that makes me an asshole, then I'm an asshole. I will bury your ass 5, 20, 30 years in the future if that's when I feel it's best for me to do what needs to be done for me. Done.
Yeah, I forgot that part of the story when he called
you thing. It could be like a jokey thing.
Yeah,
until you realize she thinks you a bitch.
Yeah, don't call me no butler. I'm not no damn body butler, and I'm not putting down people whose
I joke like that.
Employment is butler, but that's not my employment. So please do not call me one. That's not.
I joke like that with my kids. I tell them all the time. I go because I'm always feeding them and cleaning up behind them and doing all that stuff, and I'll be like, Master Maya, your dinner is ready for you on the table. You know, I do silly shit like that because, damn it, you treat me like a little butler sometimes. So it's like a joke with us. But let me find out you called me a bitch.
I get it because I've done it to Foxy video at times, and she'll catch on to it only because she'll ask me to do something, but it's like back to back to back. She doesn't do it often, but even when she get to that third thing to ask me, and I will walk up to her face and go, "So, madame, would you care for anything else before I retire to the room?" Oh, stop. I ain't asked you that many things. Okay, so you understood what I was saying.
Yeah, you know what happened, though, right? You know what happened.
Why I went through that voice. So, yeah, I get it, but no, I'm gonna hold like they said, I'm gonna hold court then and there. I really am. We all on the phone. Your friends agreeing with you.
They're already in this.
They already in there. Let's chat. So we're gonna hold this conversation right here, then and there. Oh, by the way, and I'm still not waking your funky ass up in the damn morning. You better go with one of your friends' houses who think I'm a bitch too, and go deal with them.
Oh no, this is gonna be a bad fight. This is gonna be a bad fight. One of
what?
us ain't staying here tonight. One of us ain't staying here tonight.
I guarantee you. You just called me the B word. I'm already at the phrase of not being, well, that's unfair. It means just to be a fair fight. I ain't even trying to make this a fair fight. I ain't even remotely be. And by the way, I get a lot of these Reddit videos. I told Foxy the other day what kills me. I get a lot of these Reddit videos where somebody does something and then, oh my God, you so wrong, you an a-hole, blah, blah, blah. And then they leave. And then I get calls from my cousins and her friends and their friends, and they blow up on my phone. Hey, got a newsflash for you. Fuck you too. I don't give a damn if you calling me. Who is you? Especially the ones, the father. You remember the story, the father who kicked the kid out and the grandmother left him the house.
Oh, yeah, the one that he abandoned the girl when she was like 10 years old.
Yeah, and then the grandmother left him the house.
Left the little girl the house.
I'm not giving you the house. And my cousins and my uncles and my aunts called saying that I'm being selfish. Fuck you. If I ain't talked to Daddy-O in 10 years, I'm pretty sure I ain't talked to your funky ass in 10 years. Well, fuck your opinion too. What do I care? What are you going to do? Leave me? You're not going to talk to me no more?
Yo, write that down and send that shit in a letter. You got my address. Boom.
Man. I'll pull a Tracy right now. Boy, bye. Don't call me blowing up my damn phone. I don't even know who you are. I don't even remember what you look like, but you think you got an opinion over this? Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love to have my partner out with service, helping her wake up, drinks, little things like that. But that was a welcome and praise and return. Yeah.
Right. But Anna, the thing is, let's say you're doing that, and then you come to find out that, yes, you were being told, thank you, baby, mwah. But behind the scenes, she's telling her friends, yeah, I got her on a leash. She do what I say. You know what I'm saying? That's where the pain comes in. That's where this was coming from. Because like, it sounds like Buddy is like me in that he's going to do things for you because that's one of his ways of showing love.
That was it. But you pulled that whole I got him on lock thing. That's how we used to talk in the hood. Yeah, I got her on lock. Yeah, I got her on lock.
Got his nose all the way open.
Yeah, I got him. I got him on lock in case anybody don't speak hood. I got him on lock mean, yeah, he ain't going nowhere. He doing exactly what I told him to do. And vice versa. Because some guys, y'all been saying that for a while too. Yeah, man, I got her on lock and everything. It's the same mentality.
Yeah.
She ain't going nowhere. And she gonna do exactly what I tell her to do.
But what a lot of people end up getting twisted, and I'm pointing this one at the women, where a number of women, and I know a few, get it twisted, is they think that man is on lock because of them. And he's not. He's on lock because of his kids. And if not for those kids, he'd leave you. Because what I try to get across to people, male or man or woman, whatever your relationship is, if you are not making the other person's life better, you are making it worse by default. So if you are not trying to make the other person, you're in a relationship. Now, this is my philosophy. In a relationship, my job is not to make you happy. That ain't my job. If you're looking for somebody to make you happy, go find somebody else. My job, though, is to do my damnedest to create an environment that you can be happy in. I am supposed to be giving you as many reasons as I can for you to choose to stay here. I can't make you do it, though. But people think it get all out of whack and stuff, and they end up with a cat like me, and you think you winning. The clock is ticking. What was that? What was that, Mr. Marlin?
Yep. Real or nah? I'm gonna go ahead and give you.
I'm gonna go with nah.
Some of them could be a nah. Some of them just ain't making no sense. Especially the second story, like the airport.
It's amazing how people think they have the right to detain you when they think they're younger than you are. I had something similar happen to me at an airport last year. Some high school group was traveling somewhere, and I sort of ended up near them in the security line. I'm 24 now, and had someone ask me what grade I was in yesterday, so I definitely look younger than I am. I resituated myself after TSA and started walking off to my terminal, and this middle-aged lady comes shrieking after me. Just where do you think you're going? Texas? Wrong answer. Ha ha, you're so funny. You are staying with the group. Get back over there. You cannot walk off like that. It's not too late to kick you off. We will not tolerate this behavior. At this point, I had pieced together what was going on. Look, lady, I suggest you simmer down. I'm not sure if you're just a volunteer chaperone or what, but I suggest you learn your students' faces better, because I'm not one of them. I've been out of high school longer than I was in it. I'm not sure if she just didn't actually believe me or just out of sheer stubbornness didn't believe she could be wrong, but she actually came up to me, grabbed my arm, and tried to march me over to her group. At which point I told her, if you don't get your hands off me right now, I'm still going to Texas, but you're going to airport jail. Her entire group was watching this fiasco. They were looking rather embarrassed, and one of the other ladies yelled over, "We have our head count, she's not one of ours." The lady attempting to apprehend me didn't make any kind of apology, just suggested I dress better unless I wanted to continue being mistaken for a child, and stomped off. The lady who had interrupted her just mouthed, "I'm sorry," as she walked back. Felt pretty bad for the kid stuck with her.
Well,
What do you think it was real or not? I don't know. I don't know about that. I would say nah, just because that's how I am. But I don't understand all that back and forth for somebody coming talking about get back with the group. Bitch, please. Call security. We'll deal with it. Let's do it. Let's run it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And then you owe me for my plane ticket too. Let's do it. Let's run it. Come on. I'll beat your old ass right here in the airport. Ain't no.
I'm gonna say nah. I don't believe it. And the only reason I even say that is because I'm to this day where I just can't believe two things. And I know we're gonna try to get political, and I'm still not gonna believe it. So that's my stance. Ain't nobody gonna change my mind. Just giving you off the bat. One, I'm still not getting to the point where I can look at somebody and go, "Oh, that's a kid, that's a teenager." I know people look younger than what they supposed to look like, but not teenage younger. Well, there goes that nap you had. Sugar wear it off.
One yawn. Leave me alone.
Sugar wear it off, y'all. Sugar wear it off.
Bruh, it's like 11:30. What are you talking about?
Sugar wear it off. Took a nap and everything. Sugar wear it off. Number two, and most importantly, yeah, I'm going with Theus theory. We ain't finna hold this fucking conversation. Why the hell are we hold? You need to be with the group. Who the fuck is you?
That would have been the end of the discussion.
This literally would have been my first question out of my mouth. Who the fuck is you? You need to be with your group. You'll believe me. I'll cut your plane ticket so you can't go. Okay. You ain't got my damn plane ticket. Get the fuck away from me. Get your little old ass over there with the rest of the group.
Yeah, why don't you call who you think my mom is and y'all had that conversation?
They're beautiful and partners with each other's help, babe. It's sad when people crap over the car.
And then they create emotional scarring that they gonna carry on to the next relationship.
You have people who don't understand there is such thing as a nice person. Upbringing, whatever. Everybody, there are some people who just have a strange feeling that anybody that's nice to you in certain type of ways is running some type of angle, and they just wait for the angle to produce instead of, no, this is a nice person.
Everybody does have an angle, but sometimes that angle is to your benefit. Stop messing over folks, man. God.
Sorry, Mickey. Sorry. You been up since when, Theus?
5:30. Oh, I took my nap. I took an hour nap though.
I do too, Mickey, but not to the point where I'm thinking, oh, this is a teenage kid.
No, a lot of people. You met some of these young ladies. They be
I
like
met
28 years old. They look like they're 16.
And you know what? I've looked at them like you're younger than what you was. I remember the one meme the one little story where the woman was like, it was an Instagram model, and she was posing. Somebody posted up there. Well, you just wait till you get to my age. When you get to into your late 30s and your boobs start sagging and the skin starts sagging and blah blah blah.
Don't be mad at me because you got bad genetics.
And the Instagram model came back and go, I'll be 45 next month. So yeah, you're really sick of getting offered senior citizens.
Don't nobody offer me nothing.
They didn't give me jack. People still checking my ID. I'm like,
That's just so they don't get in trouble. Because and they work for tips because they know there ain't nothing that an old dude like us, we feel special. Sir, I just need to see your ID. No, good and well. When I show you, ain't even reading it. I just
for real.
Yeah, I hold it up and you just be like, thank you.
Yeah, they do that little eye scan like they looking for the date, knowing damn well they never saw the date anyway. Can I see your ID real quick? Thank you.
If they even looking for a year, they looking for something like 2000. Anything before 2000 is okay.
I was shocked when I saw a couple pushing a baby stroller because they didn't look any older than 15. When I saw they had a 3-year-old.
Hey, that's still birthing age.
Hey, they probably was 15.
That's still birthing age.
That's birthing age. Up until about 5 years ago, I look a lot younger than my age. Yes, you did, Mickey.
I don't even know. All I know is people say that they don't see my age. I see it. I see all of it.
Look, the funny thing about it is everybody, you look so younger now that you done grew your hair out and everything else. And I always take it like, what the fuck did I look to you before then, ain't you? The fuck is you saying?
Yeah, you an old man. Old man. No, you know what it is? When you had the fade, because I saw like a picture or whatnot, you look like somebody daddy. And right now you don't look like somebody daddy.
I don't look like nobody's daddy now.
No,
wow.
You like the cool dude. That's what you look like. You like the cool dude. Yeah. But with that fade, yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm still some damn about a daddy.
He going to work. He going to work tomorrow, and he gonna be yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir. Right? Because you remember in that era, we had to sport fades. You couldn't even really do a bald head unless you were legit bald. Like you had to cop a fade. Like you couldn't do, really? Man. It was hard out here, man.
I didn't know about the bald head, bro.
Yeah, I mean, because we're considered scary. And now with the
how would I know with the big dreadlocks pouring through my head?
Right, but now you're that archetype because bald ain't no thing, right? Because remember, there's also that time where white guys couldn't even be bald headed. Like everybody looking like they were evil racists if they had a bald head because of the skinhead thing. So things change, and now don't nobody care what your hair is doing, unless it's like
no, they still care.
Multiple color, then they act crazy.
I didn't know you was in your 40s.
I didn't know you in your 40s.
You talk about somebody who food with
Definitely
with
don't
age.
look her age right now.
They don't look no damn well near 40. It's really bad because I'm black, because apparently black don't crack. Once you go black, never mind. I can show you a picture of me of 64, and it's totally different from now. My bro looked younger in phase 2. He used to joke that we was all that olive oil we ate kept us scared, y'all.
Oh, you're barely 40. You're barely 40, but I still wouldn't have placed you there. I would have put you no more than maybe 32 to 35.
Yeah, I'd still put you in your 30s. All right, last BS video, because I'm already going to tell you off the bat, this shit ain't happening. It's just funny, but it didn't happen.
Guy. I went to a small high school, so almost everyone knew everyone else. I know what you're thinking when you read small high school, but I mean the entire 9 to 12th grade student body was about 85 people at the time. 2 students, a guy and a girl, for some reason were talking mad flack about each other for weeks. No one remembers how it started, and no one even asked why these 2 were constantly yelling or fighting with each other. So, one day, the conflict escalates into its obvious logical conclusion, a dance battle. It gets scheduled after both parties decide on a date and that it'll happen after a lunch period and how they want to do this wild thing. The whole school shows up, all 85 of us. Cue the girl who brought out the biggest boombox and the smallest piece of cardboard in history so she could do the worst version of breakdancing the world has ever seen. I'm talking attempted head spins that go a full 180 degrees. Crawling and writhing on the ground and saying, "What are you gonna do about it, bitch?" I'm fairly certain that I recall her choice of song was Nelly's Hot in Here. She's 100% serious, which makes it even worse. The guy is completely unfazed. He's looking at her with the hardest death stare I've ever seen. It's worth mentioning at this point that this guy is essentially the class troll. He can't stop messing with people to save his life. So he stops the music, puts a CD into the player, and what pops out of the speakers? That effing traditional Hava Nagila song that you hear at every bar mitzvah known to mankind, and he starts doing the Russian Cossack dance. His crew is losing it. The girls' crew is laughing their butts off, and the main girl is visibly pissed. Everyone agreed. He won the dance battle.
That's some of the dumbest shit. Look, when I was a kid, early 90s, we used to have dance battles. I didn't dance because I've always, been a little either too awkward or too much on the side of the cool kids who didn't do the dance and shit. But yeah, this screams like 1985 to 95. No, not even 95. Like 85 to like 92.
It's hot in here.
So I know that song was like early 2000s.
Yeah.
But it's also a small school that has 86 kids. So now it's somewhere off in the sticks. So that's, you go into the country, they about 20 years behind where everybody else at anyway.
2002.
Yeah. So they they stayed like in the past. But I think the whole thing was I thought it was a funny little story, cute little story. Kind of bit off of the was that Footloose kind of story, and that's cool.
I'm calling BS, and not because of the size of the school. I have never seen, but then again, I've never lived in a small town, but I can believe that a school would have 85 students. So
86, sir.
Damn, I don't care. Cares? 85, 86. Hell, I didn't have 86 people on my hallway. I had more than 86 people. Let me see, 86 people. So
out of 4 grades.
30. So in 3 classes, we've already have 90 because there were some classes that had at least 30 students in it. I've been in there. So yeah. So 3 classes in my high school had 30 people in it. but let's just say 25. So 4 classes in my high school had more than your whole school. So I'm not saying that's not possible. It's possible. I've never been in it. Now, here comes the bullshit. You hot and bothered and mad and frustrated and irritated, so your logic was, we're gonna have a dance battle. Let me put this shit back up. What Tracy said. What the fuck was this? Beat it?
Y'all didn't have dance battles when you were kids?
Yeah, out of fun. Not because we were pissed off at each other.
No, we actually had dance fights. It was like battle.
We never had dance. We never had dance battles when we was mad at each other.
This is back in the day of the
I did better than you.
The Roger Rabbit, Running Man. Like they did like whole like dance routines.
We had dance battles because one person said, I'm a better dancer than you. Not because we're pissed off on something else. And it came to its ultimate conclusion that we're going to have a dance battle.
No, not like that. It was the kids who danced anyway. And they would like, do that kind of shit. But yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not even going to play all of these because it is getting late. Foxy's videos of the week. So since I'm not going to play all of these because I didn't know we was going to go late, but I have no idea why I wasn't going to go late. I have Theus on the show. Of course we're going to go late.
Don't blame me.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give Theus one, and then we're going to laugh at the other one. So Theus, I'm going to let you choose by the title. Should you or should you not be mad? Texas just can't. Or stop renaming things.
I'm supposed to answer?
I'm
supposed to answer?
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't be mad. Let Texas be Texas.
Texas just can't? I'm giving you the title of the video. I'm going to let you choose by the title of the video which one you want to see. The titles are Know If You Should Be Mad or Not, Texas Just Can't, or Stop Renaming Things.
Oh, this dude stop renaming things. What's that?
All right, here we go.
I'm thinking of starting a new series called What You Said versus What I Think You Meant to Say. Starting with what you said.
Here's how to make 2-ingredient high-protein wraps. Add 1 cup of Arrowhead Mills lentils to 2 cups of water and let it soak for at least 3 hours. Pour your water and lentils into a blender and blend until smooth. Lentils are rich in protein and fiber, which help with blood sugar control. To cook the wraps, I use olive oil spray and a non-stick pan. Pair your wrap with protein, fat, and fiber.
What I think you meant to say.
I recently learned a very simple 2-ingredient recipe from India called dosa. Dosa has fed and nourished billions, literally billions of people for centuries all across South Asia and India. It's a very simple recipe and one that falls in line with whatever diet and lifestyle it is that I'm living, whatever. And I, of course, would never dream of claiming this food as my own or giving it a new name. Why? Because it already fucking has one.
That was what you meant, right?
Man, get over it. People change the names of shit all the time. Especially white folk.
I don't even have a problem.
Let that one go.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go. I'm just so I'm so over.
But I get her point. Wait. I do get her point. Because it is freaking tiresome when it's your culture that somebody's just rewriting. That is tiresome. But I'm just saying,
it's the whole Tex-Mex thing.
Like, well, this is from India.
No, I'm talking about Tex-Mex, the food thing.
Oh,
when you just determine that you're going to take a Mexican item with a Texas swing to it. And it's like, who the fuck asked you to do that? Give me the Mexican damn food, or you do your own Texas food. You don't ever see no barbecue Mex. No, it's barbecue. So what the fuck? Why you
Korean barbecue?
No,
Korean
because it's
barbecue.
from Mexico. So we have to make it American because that's the only way American to eat it. Fuck off. When America came up with what? Hot dog? Because you didn't come up with pizza, you didn't come up with pasta, you didn't come up with Mexican food, you didn't come up with Italian food, you didn't come up with French food.
America has a cheeseburger and a hot dog.
And if I look deep enough in damn history, you probably didn't have that shit either.
Probably didn't. Because a hot dog ain't nothing but a lazy sausage.
And where does sausage come from?
Europe or wherever. Who knows? People been doing sausage forever. Forever.
Because white folks appropriating shit and claiming that they discovered it, like when that white woman invented silk hair bonnets 3 years ago. It's
I'm sorry, I hate to sound it like this, but
I
for
didn't
real,
want to go this route.
white folks steal everything. It's what they do. It's what you do.
This is what kills me. This is why y'all.
It's what it is. Let it go. It's their culture. It's their culture.
So this is what pissed me off so much because it ain't the fact that y'all take shit. It's the fact that y'all know y'all sit there and wait and wait and wait and wait. Oh, that was old. Yeah, we're finna take it and we're finna name it some other bullshit that we know damn well what.
They don't wait.
Yes, they do.
They take shit now and just change it.
They wait. Theus, I will
TikTok.
fight you to the end with this. They always wait till some dance or some move that's already gone out and we don't move on to something else, and they'll come back in and swoop in and go, wait, what was that dance? I know it's like, I want to say the nay-nay, but it wasn't the nay-nay, but it was like the whip and all this other stuff.
The whip is the nay-nay.
Okay.
Now watch me whip. Now watch me nay-nay. Yeah.
And this dude came over there and had a crowd, white teenagers, of course, and one person, white reporter. So you're gonna show us the new dance? Yeah, I'm gonna show us the new dance crave and everything else. So what do you call it? We call it a pterodactyl. Really? Okay, I'm gonna show it to you. Oh.
But see,
Marlon, nobody even doing that fucking dance no more, so you can have it. Just
see,
have the fucking dance. I don't even care no more.
So there's a difference though, right? Because there's appropriation from the standpoint of like admiration moving into appropriation. You have that.
Who the fuck thought tacos was American?
Probably Tucker Carlson, like she said.
Oh.
But I don't know, man. It's a slippery slope, right? It was a tricky thing because, yeah, like Europeans, they ever since they left that freaking fake continent, it's not even a real continent, but ever since they left and they started dominating every damn thing, wherever they go, they take shit over and they change the name and they change what it is and they rebrand it and they move on. That's what they do. They've been doing it forever. You look at inventions throughout history. They came from black people, Asian people, whoever people. They ain't care. They took it. They changed it. Now I own it because I put my name on it. That's what they do. Now, but then when you get to stuff like dances, the only reason I really have much of an issue there is because there's money behind it and you're stealing it from the creator. Like with TikTok, where they were doing that thing, you know what I mean?
People were stealing TikTok dances, yeah.
Right. That's where I have a problem. But as far as just dancing and stuff like that, I mean, you're going to catch some L's here and there. It's going to happen. Because when it comes to entertainment, first one to brand it owns it. It's not right, but how many fights you trying to fight? How many?
All right, the next video is, and I hate to do this because it hurts my heart. Theus will find out at the end why it hurts my heart. Some stereotypes are true.
Are you guys married? What's your maiden name?
Well, I'm half black.
Oh, you're half black. half black, half Filipino. So your dad was in the army. What? Let her answer! What? It's a stereotype? Sorry! Fucking sorry I did a stereotype, but let her answer! Don't just yell and scream as if I said something wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe her father wasn't in the army. Was your dad in the army? What? Motherfucker. Ain't that a fuck?
When I was younger, it was mainly Vietnamese or Korean that you would see with that were mixed. You know, I don't care. I'm like, you know, what's the most beautiful people on this freaking earth? Mixed people. They be so damn gorgeous. Like they get the best of both cultures. Because you know, nature likes variety. So that's good. I'm cool. I don't care. It's like whatever. But yeah, you come across, especially if she's black, like she said, she's black and Filipino. Yeah, there's some military going on, probably. Most, it ain't guaranteed, but the odds are high. I can't hear you, Marlon.
No, I never said anything. Just like I can't argue this at all because it's like, yeah, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I just hate he said Air Force though, because
what's wrong with the Air Force? They do the same shit.
I was in the Air Force.
I know, but they all do the same thing. You fly them somewhere else, they see a beautiful woman. There you go. In fact, that's one of the great things about the military is it changes a lot of knuckleheaded people's minds because it forces them into environments that are not like where they came from. Because, you know, a lot of these relationships where the guy is black and the wife is like German, that's military. How you just going to leave on your show?
What was that? 3 seconds? You didn't finish your sentence by the time I came back.
Man, that's foul, man. That's not right.
Anyway, guys, y'all better learn. This is the last video. I'm gonna put a little sleepyhead back to sleep.
Dang, right.
Ran out.
I wouldn't do that to you.
You wouldn't do that to me on your show.
When I have them.
Exactly. Last video of the night, people. Guys, y'all better learn that these women out here ain't playing no more with y'all.
You know, we had a great day tonight.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, let me walk you to your car. Be a gentleman.
Yeah, it's right here. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Hey, what you getting from the back seat?
Oh, just my suitcase.
What? For what?
I'm moving in.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Well, we had a good night tonight. You like me, I like you. So let's get to going. You know?
Look, just because we had a good time doesn't mean you get to move into the house.
Yes, it does.
Look, you're not moving in my house. Okay. Hey. I got neighbors, bro. Fast hell. Oh. Bruh. Come on. Bro, let me in the house.
Are we moving in?
Bro, just let me in.
One more time. Are we gonna live together?
It's good, yes. We could just let me in.
All right, you can come in.
My own house, man.
I'm gonna put this upstairs. Hey, here's yours.
Yes, ma'am.
You gonna explain this dumbass shit you just had me sit through?
Dumbass shit. What's that explained? It's a parody. You can't explain that crap.
She cute though. I give her that. She cute though.
Yeah, she was cute, but she ain't cute enough to move in my damn house.
But I have heard that these girls be homeless as hell though.
Can't move in my house, babe. Sorry, can't move in my house. Oh Lord, wait a minute. My pot was pounding in the air for. Hey, there you go. Hoorah! Okay. American military men are very desirable to women in their country. They know about benefits too.
They're also very popular to strippers here in America.
There you go. This was my first and third marriage.
You're a bad man to go for 3.
And hey, Atlanta, consider you coming in when we about to go off. In the face of the solace. You know it had to be a parody because and I know it's a parody. I'm going along with the parody, but I'm just laughing at old boy like. So you can't outrun a woman wearing a dress pulling a suitcase. Like, are we serious with this?
Remember,
like,
we're supposed to believe that he tripped. Remember,
he tripped at the stairs. He wasn't gonna catch her anyway. Like, are you serious with this?
Also, by the size of his hand and forearm, he could literally have pushed that door open with one hand.
So, I know we said a lot of things on this show that may have offended people.
Oh, here you go explaining yourself when you don't explain yourself.
I have to explain myself. We don't go out of our way to offend anybody. We go out of our way to try to educate, try to learn together, try to come together under some type of umbrella to understand each other in a better way. So, if me or Theus, mainly Theus, offended you in any type of way, we would just like to say, got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. I don't give a damn. Never have, never will. The only one rule I've ever had on this show ever is tell the truth. Ever. If it offends you, then you need to figure out, gosh, why is this offending me?
Okay, so that was a Marlon statement. I personally, unless I tell you that I'm setting out to offend you, because I am that guy, I will tell you. I don't care if this offends you. Generally, I don't want to offend you. That ain't my style. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry if on a legit call out I offend you. I do apologize for that. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who like, you know, because, you know, I mess stuff up with like the LGBTQIA type thing. I mess that up sometimes. But if you don't know where I'm coming from by now, yeah, just play it back to when Marlon just played that little clip. And yeah, there you go. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Got me fucked up. Yeah, but I legit, I don't ever be trying to offend nobody.
We're not going to go out our way to offend you. Let's just make that perfectly clear. But I said what I said. This show is strictly for the truth and the knowledge and us coming together to understand our point of view. If for some reason that you find that the information that we're giving you is the truth and you're still offended by it, that's a you problem, not a we problem. And I'm not going to go out of my way to try to find out how to say something to unoffend you. I don't know for a better term, but
yeah, you spend all day trying not to offend anybody, and you'll still fail.
Of course I will. And
happy Saturday, everybody.
As much as I try not to offend you,
Got me fucked up.
So Theus, tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, real talk, you probably find me best right here with Marlon. You know what I'm saying? Just be real with you. That's probably the best place to find your boy. But if you want to see like when I do make some content, go to complexsimpleman.com. Definitely, please help us out with the Patreon. And then as a Patreon sustainer, you'll actually be able to give me ideas for future community giving campaigns, because we're always going to have something going. This is your money. I'm just putting it to work for us, because I do believe that small things can do big things. So get at me.
Tomorrow, please tune in at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the Saturday Night Live.
I thought that was canceled.
Rather truth.
Huh?
Sunday show canceled.
Sunday. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
So tomorrow, Saturday Night Live will be on. We're gonna chill out, to be honest with you. We're just gonna laugh and enjoy ourselves. The 4th of July is coming up, and we need to just unwind, which is why I'm not doing a Sunday show, because I'm gonna spend time with family and friends, and we're gonna just whatever.
Yes, happy Not My Holiday, everybody. Happy Not My Holiday.
None of these holidays are ours, by the way. Just,
oh no, man. You know.
Which one? Pick one.
Let's see. New Year's.
It's not our holiday.
New Year's Eve really should be our holiday, because that was the day that the 13th Amendment. Huh?
We just about another year.
No, New Year's Eve is the anniversary of when the 13th Amendment was passed, which ended chattel slavery. So that's one. Juneteenth is when they finally let the rest of us know that we were no longer enslaved. So that's kind of like a holiday.
That's not a holiday.
And let's see, Mother's Day. Yeah, we share it with everybody else, but really it's about our mothers. You know what I mean? And Father's Day, you know, for those who you know, yeah. So we got Father's Day, and we got four holidays. 4 holidays, man. And then I got Malcolm X Day. You know, I call him Black at least twice a year.
So far, I don't have to. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. Please do not forget to hit that like button on the way out the door. I would truly appreciate it. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.